Good evening. Tonight's tale concerns a most disturbing question about the nature of reality itself, a question that brilliant minds, in their infinite hubris, believed they had finally answered. We've spent centuries convinced that our universe is all there is, that the laws of physics are immutable, that dimensions are merely mathematical abstractions. But what happens when someone decides to test that assumption? What happens when we knock on a door and something knocks back? Before we proceed, a necessary disclosure. The broadcasts you're about to hear were created with the assistance of artificial intelligence. The voices are synthetic. The demons, however terrifying, are conjured by human imagination, drawing from our oldest fears. Technology provides the canvas, but terror paints the picture. What follows is entirely fictional. Any resemblance to real corporations, real military procedures, or real vulnerabilities in our understanding of dimensional physics is purely coincidental. And yet, you may discover that when humanity opens doors it doesn't understand, we have precious little control over what walks through. One final thought before we begin. Throughout history, every civilization has legends of warriors who appear when darkness threatens, heroes who fight monsters, champions who save the innocent. We've always assumed these were merely stories, myths to comfort us in the night. But perhaps, just perhaps, some doors have been opened before, and perhaps someone has been closing them for far longer than we can imagine. The broadcast will begin momentarily. Do enjoy the show. And remember, the scariest monsters are often the ones we invite in ourselves.
Good morning. I'm Flynn Taggart, and we're coming to you live with what many are calling the most significant technological breakthrough of the century. The Union Aerospace Corporation is unveiling its Argent energy extraction facility in Nevada this afternoon, promising what they describe as unlimited, clean power for the entire planet. The facility, located at a site called Perdition Wells, has been under construction for 8 years, shrouded in secrecy until today. We have Sarah Carmack live at the facility now. Sarah, what's the atmosphere like out there?
Flynn, I've got to tell you, the energy here is electric. No pun intended. Behind me, you can see the main extraction tower, and it's unlike anything I've ever seen. It's massive, easily 200 feet tall, with this geometric architecture that almost seems to shift when you look at it too long. The heat out here is intense, even for Nevada in May. We're reading 107 degrees, but UAC officials say that's normal for the site, something about the geological formations underneath us. There are hundreds of people gathered here, scientists, government officials, investors. Everyone wants to see this moment. UAC has been promising that Argent energy will revolutionize everything. Power generation, space travel, even medical technology. Though I should mention, there's a small group of protesters near the outer fence, maybe 30 or 40 people, holding signs about safety concerns and some religious messaging about not opening doors that should stay closed. Security's keeping them pretty far back, and honestly, most people here aren't paying them much attention.
Sarah, UAC has been remarkably secretive about the specifics of Argent energy. What are they saying about where this power actually comes from?
That's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? The official line is that they've developed a method to extract energy from, quote, non-traditional dimensional sources. When I pressed a company representative about what that means, they smiled and said I'd understand after the demonstration. They keep using phrases like, we've opened a door and accessing potential beyond our reality. It's very abstract, very theoretical sounding, but Flynn, the energy readings they're showing us are incredible. We're talking about output levels that would make a nuclear reactor look like a 9-volt battery.
We're going to play a clip now from UAC's press conference earlier this morning. This is Samuel Hayden, the director of the Argent Energy Program.
I'm willing to take full responsibility for the ambitious nature of this project. Our interest in dimensional energy extraction is purely for the betterment of mankind. Yes, there are risks. All great advancement requires risk, but I assure you, our safety measures are comprehensive. We've built this facility on a site with unique properties, where let's call it the fabric between spaces, is naturally thinner. This allows for more efficient extraction with less intrusion. Some will say we're moving too fast, that we should wait, study more. But humanity's energy crisis will not wait. Climate change will not wait. Progress requires bold action, and today, we take that action.
Strong words from Samuel Hayden there. Joining us now is Dr. Olivia Pierce, an energy systems analyst who's been following the Argent Energy Project. Dr. Pierce, what's your assessment of what we're about to see today?
Well, Flynn, I'll be honest, this is both exciting and somewhat concerning from a scientific standpoint. The energy potential is extraordinary. UAC's research suggests output levels that exceed anything in our current understanding of physics. If Argent Energy works as advertised, we're looking at a complete transformation of global infrastructure within a decade.
But you mentioned concerns. Can you elaborate on that?
The challenge is that we don't fully understand the source. UAC has been careful with their terminology. Dimensional energy, non-traditional extraction. What does that mean exactly? They've built this facility on a site with unusual geological and, frankly, unusual electromagnetic properties. The native Shoshone people called this area cursed land, forbidden ground. Now, I'm a scientist, I don't put stock in superstition, but those stories often have roots in observable phenomena. My concern is that when you're accessing energy from, let's say, somewhere that isn't entirely understood, you need extensive testing periods. UAC is activating this facility after limited trials. They're confident, certainly, but confidence and caution should go hand in hand with technology this revolutionary.
Are you saying this could be dangerous?
I'm saying we should proceed carefully. The energy signatures they've recorded don't match anything in our universe's normal spectrum. That's not necessarily bad, but it's unknown. And with the unknown, you want safeguards, multiple redundancies, time to study long-term effects. UAC assures us they have all of that. I hope they're right.
Dr. Pierce, thank you for that perspective. We're going back to Sarah Carmack at the facility. Sarah, what's happening now?
Flynn, they're preparing for the activation sequence. It's scheduled for 3 p.m. Pacific time, about 90 minutes from now. The tension out here is incredible. I'm watching technicians run final checks on the tower, and I've got to say, there's something about the architecture of this place. Those geometric patterns I mentioned, they're everywhere. In the tower design, in the facility layout, even carved into the bedrock around us. It's beautiful in a way, but also unsettling? I don't know how else to describe it. The air feels strange too. There's this pressure, like before a thunderstorm, but the sky is perfectly clear. Some of the other reporters have mentioned feeling it too. UAC says it's just the electromagnetic field from the equipment, nothing to worry about. Activation in 90 minutes, Flynn. The world is about to change.
We'll be bringing you live coverage of that activation here on the network. This is Flynn Taggart. Stay with us.
All right, we're live. Welcome back to the Frontier Hour. I'm your host, Marcus Haynes, and folks, we've got a hell of a show tonight. So earlier today, UAC activated their Argent Energy facility in Nevada. You've probably seen the coverage, the press conference, all the celebration, clean, unlimited energy, the future is here, all that. but my guest tonight actually worked on that project. Dr. Lawrence Magnus was a lead physicist at UAC's Argent Research Division until 6 months ago when he resigned. Dr. Magnus, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Marcus. And please, call me Lawrence.
Lawrence, you quit UAC 6 months before the biggest technological unveiling in human history. That's a pretty dramatic move. What made you walk away?
I couldn't be part of what they were doing anymore. Look, when I signed on 8 years ago, I thought we were doing something incredible. Revolutionary physics, accessing energy from dimensional boundaries, Nobel Prize level stuff. And we were, technically. But as the project progressed, I started seeing things that concerned me, deeply.
What kind of things?
The energy itself, for one. We kept calling it clean, unlimited, all these positive terms. But Marcus, energy doesn't just appear from nowhere. It has to come from somewhere. UAC built that facility at Perdition Wells because the dimensional barrier there is thin, naturally thin. It's one of maybe a dozen spots on Earth where the fabric between our reality and something else is weak enough to breach without catastrophic effort.
Wait, hold on. When you say another reality, what are we talking about here? Like parallel dimensions? Multiverse stuff?
Something like that, yes. The leading theory, the one Samuel Hayden pushed, was that there are pocket dimensions filled with raw energy, untapped, infinite power just sitting there. All we had to do was punch through, set up extraction equipment, and channel it back to our side. Free energy forever.
That sounds amazing. So what's the problem?
The problem is we don't know what's on the other side. About 2 years into the project, we started getting readings that didn't make sense. The energy signatures we were detecting, they weren't consistent with any known physics. We're talking about energy that shouldn't exist in our universe. And more than that, we started finding biological markers.
Biological? You mean like life?
Yes. Organic compounds, complex proteins, things that suggested the energy wasn't coming from some empty void. It was coming from somewhere, active. I brought this to Hayden multiple times. I said we need to slow down, study this more, figure out what we're actually tapping into before we scale up operations. You know what he said?
What did he say?
He said progress requires acceptable risk. That the energy crisis facing humanity was more important than, quote, hypothetical concerns about the source. But Marcus, these weren't hypothetical. We were pulling energy from somewhere that contained organic life. We had no idea what kind of ecosystem we were disrupting or what might notice the disruption.
Holy shit. Did you tell anyone else? Government oversight, regulatory agencies?
UAC has incredible influence. They've got contracts with every major government. They fund half the energy research on the planet. When you're promising unlimited clean power, people don't want to hear concerns. They want results. I tried going through proper channels. I filed reports, documented everything. Nothing changed. So 6 months ago, I resigned. I couldn't be there when they activated it.
And they activated it today. How are you feeling about that right now?
Terrified, honestly. Look, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Hayden was right, and the biological markers were nothing. Contamination from our equipment or something we misread. Maybe the energy is exactly what they say it is. But the site they chose, Perdition Wells, that place has a history. The native Shoshone people avoided it for centuries, called it cursed land, where the boundary between worlds was weak, where things could slip through if you weren't careful.
You're a physicist and you're talking about curses? Come on, man.
I'm talking about empirical observation across generations. Those people lived on that land for thousands of years. They knew something was wrong with that spot, long before we had instruments to measure dimensional barriers. Ancient cultures all over the world have stories about thin places, locations where reality is weak, where you don't build, where you don't dig. We ignored all of that because we wanted the power.
So what do you think happens now?
If I'm wrong, nothing. UAC powers the planet. I look like a paranoid fool. Humanity enters a new golden age. If I'm right, we've opened a door to somewhere we don't understand. We're pumping energy out of another dimension, and something on the other side might not appreciate that.
Jesus. That's heavy, Lawrence. Do you think... Wait, hold on. I'm getting a text here from my producer. Folks, we're just getting word that there's been a communications blackout at the Perdition Wells facility. Cell towers within 50 miles have gone dark in the last, 20 minutes? Yeah, it's on the news feeds now. UAC is calling it a minor technical issue related to the electromagnetic field from the facility. They're saying it's expected, temporary, nothing to worry about.
No, that shouldn't happen. We designed shielding specifically to prevent that kind of interference. If communications are going down, that means a dimensional breach is larger than planned, or the energy output is exceeding containment parameters, or
what?
Or something is coming through the portal. Marcus, when you open a door, it swings both ways. We've been so focused on pulling energy out that we never seriously considered what might come back through.
Are you saying there could be something, invading through this portal?
I'm saying we punched a hole between dimensions at a location where the barrier was already weak. We're extracting massive amounts of energy from the other side. If there's anything intelligent over there, anything aware, we just gave it a highway directly into our reality.
Okay. So, what do we do? I mean, shut it down, right? Close the portal?
That's what I would recommend, yes. Immediately. Full shutdown, seal the breach, figure out what's happening before proceeding. But knowing Hayden, he'll interpret this as an adjustment period. He'll say we need to recalibrate, fine-tune the extraction, give it time to stabilize. He won't want to shut down the biggest achievement of his career because of what he'll call technical difficulties.
Even if it's dangerous?
Marcus, the man told me that progress requires acceptable risk. I don't think he and I have the same definition of acceptable.
Folks, I don't know what to say here. We're going to take a quick break. Try to get more information on what's happening in Nevada. Lawrence, stay with us. This is the Frontier Hour. We'll be right back.
Good morning, I'm Flynn Taggart, and we're continuing our coverage of the situation in Nevada. 16 hours after UAC activated their Argent Energy facility, federal authorities have ordered the evacuation of Perdition Wells and surrounding areas. The town, population 3,200, is being cleared as a precautionary measure following what UAC is calling a minor equipment malfunction. Communications remain down within a 50-mile radius of the facility, and the National Guard has been activated by Governor Marion Crane. We have Sarah Carmack at a checkpoint on Highway 93. Sarah, what are you seeing?
Flynn, I'm about 75 miles from Perdition Wells now, and this is the closest they're letting anyone get. Behind me, you can see a steady stream of vehicles coming out of the evacuation zone. I've been talking to residents as they come through, and Flynn, the stories they're telling are concerning. People are describing not just technical problems, but physical sensations. Extreme heat, even inside air-conditioned buildings, pressure in their heads, electronics dying completely, not just loss of signal.
Have you been able to speak with anyone who was close to the facility itself?
Yes. I spoke with Eleanor Thornhill about 20 minutes ago. She worked at a diner about 2 miles from the facility. She left her shift last night around 11 p.m. and said the sky above the tower was wrong. Those were her words. The sky was wrong. She described seeing shapes in the heat distortion rising from the facility, almost like figures moving. When I pressed her on what kind of figures, she got very quiet and said she needed to get her family further away. Flynn, people are scared. Whatever UAC is saying publicly about minor malfunctions, the folks who live there aren't buying it. There's also a smell. Multiple evacuees have mentioned it. They describe it as burnt copper mixed with something organic, like rotting meat. One man told me it made him physically ill, that the smell seemed to get inside his head.
Sarah, what's the official response? What are authorities saying about the evacuation?
National Guard units are coordinating with local law enforcement. They're being professional, efficient, but tight-lipped. When I asked a Guard captain about the nature of the threat, He said they're treating this as a hazardous materials situation and referred me to UAC for specifics. But here's what's interesting, Flynn. The soldiers are in full protective gear, not just gas masks, but sealed suits. That's not standard for a simple equipment failure. I also noticed something else. Some of the evacuees, maybe 1 in 50, are being separated into different processing tents, quarantine tents. I don't know what criteria they're using, but certain people are being pulled aside for, quote, medical evaluation.
Have you been able to get a statement from UAC?
They released a statement about an hour ago. I'll read it. Quote, UAC is cooperating fully with federal and state authorities regarding a minor technical incident at our Nevada facility. As a purely precautionary measure, we support the temporary evacuation of nearby residential areas. Our team is working to resolve the equipment irregularities, and we expect normal operations to resume within 72 hours. There is no danger to the public, end quote.
No danger to the public, yet they're evacuating over 3,000 people. We're going to bring in Lisa Carol Fremont now. She's the Emergency Management Director for the region. Director Fremont, can you walk us through what's happening from an emergency response perspective?
Certainly, Flynn. Right now we're implementing standard evacuation protocols for a hazardous materials incident. When you have a facility of this scale experiencing technical difficulties, and when those difficulties involve experimental energy systems, the prudent response is to create a safety buffer. The 50-mile evacuation zone gives us that buffer while assessments are conducted.
But communications are down, power is failing. These seem like more than minor irregularities.
The electromagnetic interference is significant. Yes, that's not uncommon with high-energy systems, though the scale here is larger than initial projections suggested. Look, Flynn, I'll be honest with you, we're in uncharted territory. This is the first facility of its kind. We're applying established emergency procedures to a situation that doesn't fit neatly into established categories. Our priority is public safety, and that means erring on the side of caution.
Director Fremont, residents are reporting unusual phenomena, visual distortions, strange smells, some people claiming to see figures near the facility. How do you respond to that?
High-stress situations can produce perceptual irregularities. Heat distortion, electromagnetic effects on the nervous system, anxiety responses. We're taking all reports seriously, and medical teams are evaluating anyone exhibiting symptoms. But I want to emphasize there's no evidence of any immediate health threat beyond the standard precautions for electromagnetic exposure.
What about the people being separated into quarantine?
That's standard triage. Some evacuees were closer to the facility. Some may have had direct exposure to whatever energy discharge occurred. We're screening them as a precaution. Medical staff will clear them once they've been evaluated.
Thank you, Director Fremont. We're getting word now that the evacuation zone may be expanded. The initial 50-mile radius is being reassessed, with some officials suggesting it should be extended to 100 miles. UAC stock has dropped 28% in overnight trading. Multiple lawsuits have already been filed by Perdition Wells residents, and we're hearing reports that the CDC is sending a team to assess potential health impacts. We'll continue to monitor this situation throughout the day. If you live within 100 miles of Perdition Wells, Nevada, authorities are asking that you prepare for possible evacuation, monitor local emergency broadcasts, have supplies ready, and stay tuned to this network for updates. This is Flynn Taggart. We'll be back after this break.
This is an emergency alert system message issued by the Federal Emergency Management Agency in coordination with the Nevada Emergency Management Division. A mandatory evacuation order is now in effect for all areas within 100 miles of the UAC Argent Energy Facility near Perdition Wells, Nevada. This order supersedes the previous 50-mile evacuation zone and is effective immediately. All residents within the affected area must evacuate to designated shelter locations. Shelters have been established in Las Vegas, Reno, Cedar City, and St. George. Transportation assistance is available at the following locations: Highway 93 at mile marker 142, Highway 95 at mile marker 78, Interstate 15 at the Mesquite exit. If you encounter individuals displaying severe disorientation, aggressive behavior, or altered mental status, maintain a safe distance and contact emergency services immediately. Do not attempt to provide direct assistance. Report any sightings to authorities using the emergency contact number being displayed on your screen. This is a mandatory evacuation order. Failure to comply may result in arrest or removal by military or law enforcement personnel. Take only essential items. Bring identification, medications, and supplies for 72 hours. Do not use cellular phones as networks in the area remain compromised. Monitor this frequency and local emergency broadcasts for updates. This has been an emergency alert system message. Please evacuate immediately.
This is Flynn Taggart with breaking developments from Nevada. The federal government has declared a public health emergency in the southwestern United States. The quarantine zone around the UAC facility has been expanded again, now covering a 120-mile radius. National Guard forces have been reinforced by active duty military personnel, and as of 1 hour ago, shoot-to-kill authorization has been granted for, quote, threats to the containment perimeter. We have Mark Romero at a military checkpoint. Mark, what's the situation there?
Flynn, the military presence here is substantial. I'm looking at Humvees, armored personnel carriers, soldiers in full combat gear. And Flynn, they're not in hazmat suits anymore. They're in tactical body armor carrying assault rifles. This is not hazardous materials response. This looks like preparation for armed conflict. I spoke with a National Guard lieutenant about 30 minutes ago, off the record. He told me they've been briefed that, and I'm quoting here, hostile entities have breached the perimeter at multiple points. Not contaminated individuals, not panicked civilians. Hostile entities.
Mark, can you clarify what he meant by that?
He wouldn't elaborate, and when I pressed, he referred me to the Pentagon press office. But Flynn, I've covered military operations before. The way these soldiers are positioned, the way they're scanning the horizon, they're expecting contact, they're expecting combat.
We're going to break in here with some information that just came across. The Pentagon has confirmed military engagement with, quote, hostile forces of unknown origin in the Nevada quarantine zone. I'm going to read this statement in full. Quote, at approximately 0700 hours Mountain Time, the United States Army and National Guard units encountered and engaged multiple hostile entities within the Nevada containment area. Rules of engagement authorize lethal force against any and all hostile contacts. The entities do not respond to verbal commands and have demonstrated aggressive intent toward military personnel and civilians. All attempts at communication have failed. The situation is ongoing. Reinforcements, including Marine Corps units and Air Force assets, are being deployed. End quote. Let me repeat that. The United States military is engaged in armed combat with hostile forces in Nevada. We're getting reports now of casualties. At least 400 confirmed dead, over 6,000 missing. The emergency alert system is advising shelter in place for Nevada, Utah, and Arizona. We have Dr. Albert Gallatin from the CDC on the line. Dr. Gallatin, what can you tell us about the medical situation?
We have 14 patients in isolation facilities, all of whom were in close proximity to the UAC facility in the hours following activation. What we're seeing is unprecedented. These individuals are exhibiting symptoms that don't match any known toxin or pathogen. Severe psychological disturbance, violent aggression, physical changes that shouldn't be possible.
What kind of physical changes?
I'm not at liberty to discuss specifics, but I can say that 3 of the 14 have died. The others, wait, I am being told that 5 have died. The remaining patients they're transforming in ways that our medical understanding cannot account for.
Transforming? Dr. Galatine, can you be more specific?
Their cellular structures changing, tissue mutation at a rate that should be fatal, yet they're surviving it. Some are displaying luminescence, glowing eyes, skin discoloration. One patient, a woman who was a UAC technician, she tore through reinforced restraints, showed strength roughly 3 times normal human capacity. Flynn, I've been in medicine for 27 years. I've never seen anything like this. Whatever energy they were exposed to, it's rewriting their biology.
Are these patients contagious? Can whatever this is spread to others?
We don't know yet. We're maintaining level 4 containment procedures, but the transformation seems to require direct exposure to whatever is emanating from the facility. It's not behaving like a virus or bacteria. It's more like radiation, but radiation that carries information, instructions. I don't have adequate terminology for what we're observing.
Dr. Gallatin, thank you for that information. We're going now to General Philip Graves, retired military analyst. General Graves, the Pentagon is describing combat with hostile forces. What's your assessment?
Flynn, based on the deployment patterns and the language in that statement, we're dealing with an unprecedented threat. When the military uses the term hostile entities rather than combatants or hostiles, that's significant. It suggests they don't know what to call what they're fighting. The standard terminology would be enemy combatants, insurgents, terrorists. They're using entities. That combined with shoot-to-kill authorization, multiple branch deployment, and the complete media blackout closer than 100 miles tells me they've encountered something that doesn't fit normal threat categories. I've spoken with contacts still in the service. Off the record, they're describing contacts that don't show up properly on thermal imaging, things that move in ways that shouldn't be possible for human beings. One soldier told me they emptied an entire magazine into a target and it kept coming.
General, are you suggesting these aren't human?
I'm suggesting that whatever came through when UAC opened that facility, it's not something our military is trained to fight. Look at the response timeline, Flynn. Yesterday they were calling this a technical malfunction. Today we have multiple military branches engaged in active combat with authorization for lethal force. That kind of escalation, that fast, means the situation on the ground is far worse than any public statement is indicating. And here's what concerns me most. The Pentagon statement said entities, plural, not an entity, not an incident. Multiple hostiles. If they're using lethal force and still having trouble containing this, if they need Marines and Air Force support, we're talking about something that can withstand or evade our most advanced weapon systems.
What would you recommend civilians do right now?
If you're within 200 miles of that facility, leave. Don't wait for official evacuation orders. Take your family and go. If the military can't contain this, if whatever these things are manage to break through the perimeter in significant numbers, we could be looking at a catastrophic situation extending well beyond Nevada.
General Graves, thank you. We're going to go back to Mark Romero at the checkpoint. Mark, what are you hearing?
Flynn, soldiers here are getting radio traffic. I can't make out specifics, but the body language, the urgency, something's happening closer to the facility. Multiple vehicles just pulled out heading toward the quarantine line at high speed. Flynn, one of the soldiers just told civilians to move back. He said, quote, "Get to your vehicles and be ready to move fast."
Mark, stay safe. Get out of there if you need to. We're going to continue monitoring the situation. The President is scheduled to address the nation at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We will carry that live. If you're just joining us, the United States military is engaged in armed combat with hostile forces in Nevada following a catastrophic failure at the UAC Argent Energy Facility. Stay with us for continuing coverage.
All right, folks, we need to talk. We need to talk right now about what's happening in Nevada. Because what they're telling you on the mainstream media, what the government is feeding you, it's not the whole truth. I'm Marcus Webb. You're listening to Patriot Broadcast, and I am going to connect the dots that they don't want you to connect. Let's start with the facts, just the facts. UAC, the Union Aerospace Corporation, has been working on this Argent Energy project for 8 years. 8 years of research, billions of dollars, all in secret until 2 days ago when they activated their facility at a place called, get this, Perdition Wells. Perdition. That's not a coincidence, folks. That's not just a random name. Perdition means damnation, means hell, means eternal suffering. They built this facility on land that native people avoided for centuries, called it cursed, called it a thin place where bad things could come through. And what does UAC do? They build their dimensional portal right there. Now, 48 hours after activation, we've got a 120-mile quarantine zone, military engagement with, quote, hostile entities, 400 dead, 6,000 missing, and the CDC is talking about people transforming. Let me repeat that, transforming. The doctor on the news, Dr. Gallatin from the CDC, he said patients are displaying glowing eyes, superhuman strength, tissue mutation. These aren't symptoms of toxic exposure, folks. This isn't chemical contamination. This is possession. UAC didn't open a portal to some empty dimension full of clean energy. They opened a portal to hell, literal, actual hell. And now demons, and I'm using that word deliberately, demons are coming through that portal and possessing people, attacking our military, and spreading across Nevada. You think I'm crazy? Let's look at the evidence. Evidence. 1, they built the facility at a location specifically known for dimensional weakness. Why? Because it was easier to punch through there. They knew they were accessing another dimension. Samuel Hayden, the director of the program, he's been talking about dimensional energy for years. He knew what he was doing. 2, the Pentagon's own statement says hostile entities, not terrorists, not enemy combatants, entities. Why use that word? Because they're not human, because they don't know what else to call them. 3, people are transforming, glowing eyes, superhuman strength, violent aggression. Folks, those are the symptoms of demonic possession. Every religious text, every historical account of possession describes exactly those symptoms. The Catholic Church, Islam, Buddhism, ancient cultures worldwide, they all describe the same thing. And it's happening right now in Nevada. 4, the military is losing. Did you hear that general on the news? He said soldiers are emptying entire magazines into these things and they keep coming. That's not human. That's not even a tough human or a human on drugs. That's something that cannot be killed by conventional weapons because it's not alive in the way we understand life. And here's the thing they're not telling you. Ready? The quarantine zone is expanded 3 times in 2 days. 50 miles, then 100 miles, now 120 miles. You know what that tells me? They can't contain it. Whatever is coming through that portal, it's spreading faster than they can build perimeters. Let's do some math. Simple math. 6,000 people missing in 48 hours. That's what? 125 people per hour, 125 people every single hour disappearing or dying or transforming into these things. And that's just what they're admitting to. The real numbers, probably double that, maybe triple. Now, they're calling this a public health emergency. A public health emergency. Folks, when you've got shoot to kill orders, when you've got Marines deploying, when you've got the Air Force scrambling jets, that's not a health emergency. That's a war. We are at war with whatever came through that portal. And here's what really gets me. Here's what makes me so angry I can barely think straight. They knew, UAC knew this could happen. Dr. Lawrence Magnus, the physicist who quit 6 months ago, he was on a podcast the other night. He warned them. He said they were detecting biological markers in the energy signatures. He said they didn't know what was on the other side. He told them to slow down, to study it more, to figure out what they were tapping into before activating. And Samuel Hayden, that corporate psychopath, you know what he said? He said, progress requires acceptable risk. Acceptable risk. Well, is 400 dead acceptable? Is 6,000 missing acceptable? Is a military combat zone in Nevada acceptable? Is hell invading Earth acceptable risk to you, Samuel? The mainstream media, they're still tiptoeing around this. They're using careful language, hostile entities, unknown origin, unprecedented situation. No! Call it what it is. UAC opened a portal to hell. Demons are coming through, and we are watching the beginning of an invasion from the other side. Think about it. Think. What did people think hell was? Where did the concept come from? Every ancient culture, every religion, they all talk about underworlds, demon dimensions. places of torment that exist alongside our reality? What if those weren't myths? What if those were warnings? What if humans have encountered this before, thousands of years ago, and the survivors passed down stories? Don't build on cursed ground. Don't open doorways to other realms. Don't summon what you can't control. And we ignored all of it because we wanted unlimited clean energy. We ignored thousands of years of wisdom because a corporation promised us cheap power. And now it's here. It's here. The demons, the possessed, whatever you want to call them, they're in Nevada. Today it's Nevada. Tomorrow, Arizona, Utah, California. How fast can they spread? We don't know. The military doesn't know. Nobody knows because we've never faced this before. So what do? What do we, regular people, what do we do? First, if you're anywhere near Nevada, you leave. Now, don't wait for evacuation orders. Don't trust the government to tell you when it's time to go. You get your family, you get your supplies, and you drive east. Get as far away as possible. Second, you arm yourselves. I know. The general said soldiers are shooting these things and they keep coming, but I'd rather have a gun and not be able to kill them than not have a gun at all. At least you can slow them down. At least you can fight. Third, you prepare for this to spread. Stock up on food, water, medicine. If this gets out of Nevada, and folks, I think it already has, we're going to see supply chain breakdowns, panic, chaos. You need to be ready to shelter in place for weeks, maybe months. And fourth, most importantly, you accept the truth. This is not a technical malfunction. This is not a health emergency. This is not going to blow over. UAC opened a portal to hell, and hell is coming through. The demons are here. The invasion has begun. I know how this sounds. I know you're thinking Marcus has finally lost it. But everything I just told you, everything is based on publicly available information. Military statements, CDC reports, eyewitness testimony, the Pentagon's own words. I'm not making this up. I'm just connecting the dots they don't want you to connect. So here's my message to UAC, to Samuel Hayden, to everyone who knew this could happen and activated that facility anyway. You opened the gates of hell. You invited demons into our world. You did this for profit, for power, for your precious unlimited energy. And now people are dying. People are transforming into monsters. People are gone. I hope you're happy with your acceptable risk, Samuel. I hope you can sleep at night knowing what you've unleashed. Because the rest of us, we're going to have to fight the war you started. We're going to have to face the demons you invited. And we're going to remember that you did this. This is Marcus Webb on Patriot Broadcast. Stay safe out there, folks. Arm yourselves, trust your instincts. And remember, they're lying to you. They've always been lying. But the truth is coming through that portal in Nevada, and it's coming for all of us.
We're interrupting our regular programming for an address by the President of the United States. This is expected to be a major statement regarding the ongoing crisis in Nevada. We take you now to the Oval Office.
My fellow Americans, and let me tell you, we've got a problem, a big problem, maybe the biggest problem this country has ever seen, and I've seen a lot of problems, believe me. 3 days ago, UAC, these people, they activated this facility in Nevada. They said it was going to be fantastic. Clean energy, unlimited power. I was skeptical. A lot of people were skeptical. Turns out we were right to be skeptical. So here's what happened. UAC, They opened what they're calling a dimensional portal, a portal to another dimension. Now, I've seen Independence Day, okay? Fantastic movie. Will Smith, tremendous actor. And in that movie, when the aliens come through, it's not good, right? Not good at all. Well, this is like that, except it's not a movie. This is real. And these things coming through, they're not aliens. They're worse. I'm going to be very direct with you because that's what I do. I don't do the political speak, the fancy words. These things, these entities, they came through the portal and they are hostile, very hostile. The most hostile things you've ever seen. And folks, they're not here to negotiate. They're not here to talk. They're here to, frankly, to destroy everything. Our military, and we have the best military in the world. Nobody has a military like ours. They're fighting these things right now. The Army, the Marines, Air Force, National Guard. But I gotta tell you, this is not like Call of Duty, okay? This is not a video game where you respawn. When our soldiers go down, they don't come back. We've lost 437 Americans, over 6,000 missing. These are real people, real families, and it's a disaster. Now, we've got a quarantine zone 120 miles around the facility. If you're within 200 miles, you need to get out right now. I know. Nobody wants to leave their homes. I get it. I have properties, beautiful properties, but this is serious. This is like, you remember the Avengers when they had to evacuate New York because of the portal in the sky? That's what we're dealing with here, except we don't have Iron Man. We don't have Thor. We've got the United States military, which is still the best in the world. But these things keep coming. Let me be very clear about something. These entities, they don't talk. They don't negotiate. I'm a negotiator. I've made deals my entire life, tremendous deals. But you can't make a deal with these things. They just attack. Our weapons work, which is good. We've got the best weapons, but there's a lot of them, a lot. They keep coming through the portal like that movie, The Matrix. You remember the squids, the sentinels? Just waves and waves of them. That's what we're dealing with. Now, UAC, Samuel Hayden, and his people, they're in custody, federal custody. We're going to find out what happened, who knew what, who ignored the warnings. And believe me, there were warnings. People tried to tell them. But did they listen? No. They wanted their unlimited energy, their big breakthrough. And now we've got monsters coming through a portal in Nevada. Brilliant, just brilliant. But here's the good news, and there is good news. We're not alone in this fight. I've been talking to world leaders, tremendous leaders, and they're all on board. The UN Security Council, allied military forces, scientists from 17 different countries. This is like Avengers-level coordination, except it's real life. We're putting together the best team, the smartest people, and we're going to figure this out. I've authorized our military commanders, and these are great commanders, the best, to use whatever force is necessary. And when I say whatever, I mean whatever. If these things try to get to Las Vegas, if they try to get to Phoenix, cities with millions of people, we will stop them. We have options, extreme options. And I'm not afraid to use them because that's what you do when you're protecting America. To the families who've lost people, I'm so sorry, truly. To everyone who had to evacuate, FEMA is helping. We've got shelters, we've got financial assistance. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say you're going back home tomorrow. I don't know if that's true. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But I'm not going to stand here and make promises I can't keep. That's not what I do. To our military, to our first responders, you're incredible, the best. You're out there fighting things that shouldn't even exist, things that are like something out of Resident Evil, and you're doing it anyway. That takes guts, real courage. And America sees you, we appreciate you, and we're going to support you with everything we've got. Now, I wish I could tell you this is all under control. I wish I could say, don't worry, everything's fine, go about your business. But that's not the situation. The truth is, we're in a fight, a real fight, and we don't know exactly how it ends yet. But here's what I do know. Americans don't quit. We've never quit. We fought the Nazis, we won the Cold War, we've overcome every challenge thrown at us, and we're going to overcome this too. This is not going to be like one of those movies where everything's wrapped up in 2 hours, okay? This is going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take all of us working together. But we will close that portal. We will eliminate this threat, and we will make America safe again. That's a promise. So here's what I need from you. Follow the evacuation orders. Help your neighbors. Support our military. Stay informed. Stay alert. And remember, we're Americans. We're the strongest, toughest, most resilient people on earth. These things picked the wrong country to invade, believe me. May God bless our troops. May God bless the families affected by this tragedy. And may God bless the United States of America. We're going to win this. Thank you. Good night.
That was President Albert Wesker addressing the nation from the Oval Office. An unprecedented address, remarkable for its honesty about the uncertainty we're facing. The President confirming that hostile entities of unknown origin are active in Nevada, that the death toll continues to rise, and that extreme measures, including what we must assume means nuclear options, are being considered. We'll have analysis of this address coming up. Stay with us. We're continuing emergency coverage. The President has just addressed the nation, confirming what many feared. We are at war with hostile forces emerging from the UAC facility, and we're getting reports now, breaking in the last few minutes, that the quarantine perimeter has been breached at multiple points. Military units are engaged in heavy combat. We're going to play audio from military radio traffic that was intercepted approximately 30 minutes ago.
Contact! Multiple hostiles approaching from bearing 270. They're coming through. Jesus Christ! How many are there? All units, weapons free! Engage! 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 They're not going down! Pour it on them! Fall back to secondary positions! We can't hold here!
That was recorded at 1900 hours, approximately 2 miles from the facility perimeter. We're now getting confirmation from the Pentagon that containment has failed. Hostile entities have broken through defensive lines and are moving outward from the quarantine zone. An emergency alert system message went out 20 minutes ago ordering immediate shelter in place for all of Nevada, Utah, and Arizona. Sarah Carmack is embedded with a National Guard unit. Sarah, can you hear us?
Flynn, yes, I'm here. We're pulling back right now. I'm in a Humvee with a guard squad that was on the perimeter. Flynn, I've seen them, the hostiles. I don't know what to call them. They're not human. Some look almost human, but wrong, distorted, skin like ash, eyes that glow red. Others they're massive, size of trucks. One of them was floating. Flynn, floating in the air like a balloon, but moving with purpose. The sergeant here, he's been firing at them for hours. He says small arms just slow them down. You have to hit them with everything you've got. And even then, they keep coming.
Sarah, what's the mood among the soldiers?
They're scared, Flynn. These are combat veterans. People who've served in war zones, and they're scared. One private told me this isn't war. He said in war, the enemy wants to win. These things, they just want to kill. There's no tactics, no retreat, just endless aggression. They don't stop, they don't slow down, they just keep coming. And Flynn, the sounds they make, I can hear them even from here, miles back from the fighting. Screaming, roaring, sounds that don't come from anything natural. The sergeant says they've lost contact with 3 forward units, just gone. Radio went dead mid-transmission.
Sarah, get to safety. We're gonna We're going to cut to General Philip Graves for analysis. General, the perimeter has been breached. What does that mean?
It means we're in an entirely new phase of this crisis, Flynn. When you establish a perimeter, you're buying time, you're containing the threat while you figure out a solution. If the perimeter fails, you've got hostile forces moving into uncontained territory. And based on these reports, we're talking about entities that are highly mobile, extremely aggressive, and resistant to conventional weapons. The military is trained for force-on-force combat human enemies. What they're describing, these aren't human enemies. Standard tactics aren't working. You can't suppress them with fire. You can't make them take cover. You can't break their morale because they don't have morale. They're more like a force of nature than an army.
General, what's the military's next move?
They'll establish fallback positions, try to create a new perimeter further out, bring in heavier weapons, air support, artillery. But Flynn, if these things are as numerous as reports suggest, if they continue to emerge from the portal at the current rate, we're looking at a situation where conventional military response may not be sufficient.
Are you talking about nuclear weapons?
I'm talking about whatever it takes to stop this from spreading. The president mentioned extreme measures. That's not language used lightly. If the choice is between sacrificing a section of Nevada or allowing these entities to reach populated areas like Las Vegas or Phoenix, the calculus becomes very stark very quickly.
We're getting more reports now, sightings in multiple locations. Pahrump, Beatty, Alamo. These communities are reporting attacks. The red glow above the facility, witnesses are saying it's spread across the entire horizon. The sky itself looks wrong. One person described it, like reality is tearing open. Wait, we're getting something from the Pentagon. A statement just released, quote, military forces continue engagement with hostile entities across a widening area of operation. Casualty estimates now exceed 400 confirmed dead. Over 6,000 remain missing. All units have authorization for maximum force. Airstrikes are in progress. Civilians are advised to shelter in place and await evacuation orders. End quote. Sarah, are you still there?
I'm here, Flynn. The soldiers are getting orders now. They're being pulled back to, they're saying Phoenix. They're going to try to hold Phoenix.
Sarah, that's 300 miles from the facility.
I know, Flynn, they're not talking about containment anymore. They're talking about buying time for evacuation. Las Vegas is being evacuated. Everyone west of Phoenix is being told to move east. This isn't about stopping them. This is about running.
I'm being told we have new information. These are unconfirmed reports, possibly unreliable, but multiple sources are mentioning an individual engaging the entities, an unknown combatant in what witnesses describe as green armor. Military has no information at this time, but several soldiers report seeing someone, one person, fighting these things, and the entities around him are being destroyed in significant numbers.
Flynn, the sergeant here just confirmed that. He says he saw it on another unit's helmet cam feed. Someone in armor, not military issue, tearing through them with weapons he's never seen before. He said, and I'm quoting, whoever that is, he's killing them faster than an entire platoon.
Do we know who this is? Is this one of ours?
Nobody knows, Flynn. He's not responding to radio, just fighting. But the sergeant says wherever he is, the demons are dying.
Demons. You said demons.
That's what the soldiers are calling them, Flynn. I don't know what else to call them either.
We're going to continue this coverage. The situation in Nevada has deteriorated catastrophically in the last 3 hours. Hostile forces, entities, demons, whatever they are, have broken through military lines and are spreading across the Southwest. Reports of an unknown individual fighting these things are unconfirmed but consistent. We'll bring you more information as we have it. Stay with us. This is Flynn Taggart. Day 4 of what's being called the Nevada crisis, though that term feels inadequate for what we're witnessing. Las Vegas is under complete evacuation. Phoenix has become a fortress city with military checkpoints at every entrance. The death toll has reached 812 confirmed, with over 15,000 missing. But today, we have something different to report, something that might be hope. The United States military has confirmed the presence of an unknown individual actively engaging hostile entities within the combat zone. This person, described as wearing advanced armor, green in color, is using weapons of unknown origin and demonstrating, quote, extremely effective combat capability against the entities. We have Mark Romero with more details. Mark, what are we learning about this mysterious fighter?
Flynn. The military is being cautious with their language, but the reports from soldiers in the field are remarkable. They're describing someone who's been fighting continuously for at least 18 hours, maybe longer. No rest, no resupply that anyone has observed, just constant combat. And Flynn, wherever this individual operates, demon casualties spiked dramatically. I've seen footage, classified footage, that was leaked to several news organizations. The person is wearing armor unlike anything in our military inventory. Powered armor, clearly, but the design is completely foreign. And the weapons, Flynn, they're not firing conventional rounds, energy weapons of some kind, and a blade that, when it kills a demon, that demon doesn't regenerate or get back up. It's permanent.
Have there been any attempts to communicate with this individual?
Multiple attempts. Radio, visual signals, direct approach by military personnel. He doesn't respond, won't acknowledge communication attempts, just continues fighting. Moving from one demon concentration to the next, systematically clearing areas. But here's what's significant, Flynn. Military units that follow in his wake, they're able to retake territory, areas that were overrun, demon nests that were too heavily fortified to assault. He goes through them like soldiers are using the word hurricane, like a force of nature.
Do we know who he is, where he came from?
No one knows. The prevailing theory, and I'm hearing this from multiple sources, is that he came through the portal with the demons, not as one of them, but maybe fighting them on the other side. Some soldiers think he's been chasing them, that when UAC opened the portal, he followed them through. Others think he's a black project, secret military program we didn't know about. But Flynn, I've spoken with Defense Department officials off the record, they're as mystified as everyone else. This isn't ours.
We're joined now by Colonel Alicia Huberman, who's coordinating with forward units near the combat zone. Colonel Huberman, thank you for joining us. What can you tell us about this unknown combatant?
What I can tell you is that he's changed the equation, Flynn. Before he appeared, we were losing ground every hour. Our casualty rates were unsustainable. We couldn't hold positions because the demons just kept coming, wave after wave. Now, we're stabilizing, not winning, not yet, but we're not in full retreat anymore.
How is one person making that much difference?
Because he's incredibly effective at what he does. Our soldiers, good soldiers, well trained, they can kill these things. But it takes sustained fire, heavy weapons, coordinated effort. This individual, he kills them in seconds. Multiple targets, extreme mobility, weapons that seem specifically designed for fighting demons. I watched a thermal feed this morning. He cleared a demon nest that would have required a full company to assault, maybe 200 demons entrenched, and he did it alone in under 10 minutes. 10 minutes, Flynn. My combat analysts are still trying to figure out how that's possible.
Have your units been able to coordinate with him at all?
Not in the traditional sense. We can't communicate with him directly, but we've learned to follow his pattern. He targets demon command structures, larger entities that seem to be directing the others. When he kills those, the smaller demons become disorganized. That's when we hit them with everything we've got. It's not coordination, exactly. It's more like opportunistic support. He fights his war, we fight ours, and occasionally they overlap in ways that benefit both of us.
Colonel, there's speculation that he's not human. Have you seen anything that would support or refute that?
I've seen a lot of things in the last 4 days that I can't explain, Flynn. What I can tell you is that he moves like no human I've ever seen. The armor alone should weigh hundreds of pounds, yet he's faster than our best infantry. His reaction time is impossible, frankly. He's anticipating demon movements before they happen. Is he human under that armor? I don't know. But I know he's killing demons. I know he's giving us a fighting chance. And right now, that's all that matters.
Colonel Huberman, thank you for your time. We're getting reports now of social media posts photographs, video clips, all showing this mysterious warrior. The images are blurry, taken from distance, but you can see the distinctive green armor. Hashtags are trending, the Green Warrior, the Demon Killer. Some are calling him, and I'm seeing this across multiple platforms, calling him the Slayer. Religious groups are weighing in. We have a statement from the National Council of Churches calling him a divine instrument. The Islamic Center of America issued a statement suggesting he may be a warrior of God sent to fight evil. Multiple faiths are claiming him as their champion, interpreting his appearance as supernatural intervention. We have Professor John Ferguson from Georgetown University, religious studies expert. Professor, how are religious communities processing this appearance?
Flynn, what we're seeing is a convergence of ancient archetypes. The warrior who appears in humanity's darkest hour. The champion sent by divine forces to fight evil. These are narratives that exist across every major religion and countless mythologies. David and Goliath, Saint Michael battling demons. The Mahabharata's warriors, Norse Einherjar. The concept of the divine champion is universal. When people see this individual fighting what they perceive as literal demons, it activates deeply held religious and mythological frameworks. Is he an angel? A prophet? A blessed warrior? Different faiths will interpret him through their own theological lenses. But the core response is the same. Hope. He represents hope that we're not alone in this fight.
Is there any historical precedent for this kind of figure appearing during a crisis?
In legend and myth, absolutely. Countless stories of mysterious warriors appearing to save communities from evil. Whether those stories were based on real events or always metaphorical, we can't know. But what's happening now is those ancient narratives are suddenly feeling very real to people.
Thank you, Professor Ferguson. We're showing video now, captured this morning by a military drone. You can see the figure in green armor engage with multiple large entities. The footage it's hard to watch, extremely violent. But you can see the effectiveness Colonel Huberman described. Those demons, there must be 20 or 30 of them, and he's moving through them systematically. Public reaction has been extraordinary. People are calling him humanity's champion, our savior. But others are asking questions. Who is he? Where did he come from? Why won't he communicate? Is he even on our side, or is he just fighting his own war that happens to benefit us? We don't have answers yet. What we know is that for the first time since this crisis began, the military is holding ground. Demon advancement has slowed. And one mysterious warrior in green armor is responsible for a significant part of that change. We'll continue following the story. If you're in an evacuation zone, please follow all official orders. If you're sheltering in place, stay alert and stay safe. This is Flynn Taggart. We'll be back with more after this break. Good afternoon. I'm Flynn Taggart. We're now 1 week into what military sources are calling the largest coordinated defense operation in human history, and tonight we're witnessing something unprecedented. The armored fighter who first appeared 3 days ago is now actively clearing entire demon strongholds across southern Nevada. Military units are following in his path, reclaiming territory that was lost just 48 hours ago. But first, Breaking news from Las Vegas. Military satellites have detected a structure appearing in the downtown area over the past 72 hours. The structure is now over 300 feet tall and continuing to grow. Officials are describing it as biological in nature, origin unknown. Additionally, intelligence has identified 3 distinct entities in the vicinity, different from the demons we've encountered. They appear humanoid, wearing elaborate ceremonial robes and what looks like religious regalia. Military analysts believe they may be coordinating the construction. Intelligence has designated them hell priests. We'll have detailed analysis on this developing situation later in the broadcast. We're going live to Sarah Carmick, who's been embedded with the 3rd Marine Division outside of Henderson. Sarah, what are you seeing?
Flynn, I'm standing in what used to be a demon nest. That's the term soldiers are using for these gathering points where the entities congregate. This entire warehouse complex was overrun 4 days ago. We lost 32 Marines trying to take it back. The warrior cleared it single-handedly in 11 minutes. I need you to understand what I'm looking at right now. The walls, the ceiling, everything is covered in, I don't even know what to call it. Organic matter, demon remains. But here's what's different. The bodies aren't regenerating. When he kills them, they stay dead. Marines are telling me they've never seen anything like it. Normally these things can come back, but not after he's done with them.
Sarah, have you or the Marines had any direct contact with him?
No, he won't communicate. I watched him through binoculars about an hour ago. He was maybe 200 yards ahead of our position, engaging a group of what the Marines call Hell Knights, big ones, 9, maybe 10 feet tall. He didn't use guns, Flynn. He tore through them with his hands. And the most unsettling part, after he killed the last one, he turned and looked directly at our position, just stared for maybe 5 seconds. Then he moved on, like he was checking to make sure we were still alive before continuing.
That's remarkable. We're now joined by Dr. Olivia Pierce, who many of you will remember from our initial coverage of the UAC facility. Dr. Pierce, you've been analyzing footage of this warrior. What can you tell us about his equipment?
Flynn, I need to be very clear about something. The armor he's wearing, the weapons he's using, they don't match anything in our technological database. We've tried spectral analysis on enhanced footage. The energy signatures they're similar to the dimensional breach itself. Not identical, but related.
Are you saying his technology comes from the same place as the demons?
Not necessarily. What I'm saying is that his equipment interacts with dimensional energy in ways we don't understand. The plasma weapon he carries, it's not powered by any terrestrial source.
Dr. Pierce, there have been reports of symbols on his armor. Can you tell us about those?
Yes, we've enhanced several images, and there are definitely markings, geometric patterns, what might be writing. I've consulted with colleagues in archaeology and linguistics. These symbols, they don't match any known human language or writing system. Not ancient Sumerian, not Egyptian hieroglyphs, not any pre-Columbian American script, nothing. But here's what's interesting. One of my colleagues found references in some very obscure archaeological texts. Not mainstream academia, more like fringe research. Symbols that are similar, not identical, have appeared in cave paintings and ancient ruins across multiple continents. Sites that are thousands of years old, different civilizations, different time periods, but the same basic geometric patterns.
What does that suggest to you?
It suggests he's been here before, or others like him have. Flynn, I'm going to say something that sounds insane, but what if this isn't the first time Earth has faced something like this? What if those ancient symbols are warnings, or records of previous battles?
That's a significant claim, Doctor.
I know, and I can't prove it, not yet. But it would explain why he knows exactly what he's doing, why he doesn't need to study these entities or learn their weaknesses. He already knows, because he's fought them before.
We're also joined tonight by Professor John Ferguson from Columbia University. Professor, you specialize in comparative religion. What's been the response from faith communities to this warrior?
Flynn, I've been monitoring religious responses across multiple faiths, and what we're seeing is remarkable. Christian communities are calling him an angel. Michael the Archangel come to fight demons. Islamic scholars are suggesting he could be a jinn warrior, one of the righteous created from smokeless fire. Hindu communities are drawing parallels to Kalki, the 10th avatar of Vishnu. What's fascinating is that every major faith tradition has prophecies or legends about a warrior who appears during apocalyptic times. And now, many believers are convinced those prophecies are being fulfilled.
But he doesn't align perfectly with any single tradition, does he?
No, and that's causing some theological friction. He doesn't speak. He doesn't display any religious symbols or gestures. He simply fights. Some religious leaders are uncomfortable with this. They want him to fit their specific prophecies. But others are saying that's exactly the point. That he transcends any single human religious tradition because he's fighting for all of humanity.
Professor, do you have an opinion on what he represents?
Personally, I think he represents something we don't have a framework for yet. He could be divine intervention. He could be an alien with his own agenda. He could be a time traveler or dimensional wanderer. But here's what I keep coming back to. He's fighting to protect us. Whatever his origins, whatever his reasons, his actions are clear. And in the midst of this crisis, that's what matters most to people. Not who he is, but what he's doing.
Thank you, Professor Ferguson. Dr. Pierce, before we go, can you explain what exactly that structure in Las Vegas is? The one officials are calling the icon of sin.
Flynn, based on the energy signatures and what we're seeing, it's not just a structure, it's a living demon. Imagine if hell itself could take physical form, a Titan-class entity, anchored to downtown Las Vegas. At its center is a colossal goat-like skull, but the entire form is alive, a massive body, pulsing, growing. The Hell Priests have been building it, or more accurately, summoning it. It serves as both a permanent gateway to hell and this is the terrifying part, a transformation engine. The longer it remains active on Earth, the more it converts our reality into theirs. It doesn't just open a door to hell, it turns Earth into hell.
And the warrior knows this.
He must. That's why he's hunting the Hell Priests so aggressively. They're maintaining the icon's growth. If he can kill them all before it reaches full power, the structure should destabilize. But if it completes, if it fully anchors to our dimension, then Earth as we know it ceases to exist.
Thank you, Dr. Pierce and Professor Ferguson. When we return, we'll have an update from military sources on the warrior's progress. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Frontier Hour. I don't even know how to start this one. We're 5 days into what people are calling the Nevada crisis, and if you've been watching the news, you know things have gotten completely insane. But there's one story that's cutting through all the chaos, and that's what we're talking about tonight. Joining me is retired Colonel Richard Blaney. He spent 20 years analyzing combat footage, classified operations, you name it. Colonel Blaney, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Marcus. And look, I have to say this up front. What I'm about to discuss, some of it's based on footage I've seen through back channels. I can't reveal my sources, but I trust them.
Understood. So let's just dive right in. This warrior, this guy in the green armor, you've seen the footage?
I've seen more than what's been released to the public. And Marcus, I've analyzed thousands of hours of combat footage in my career. Special forces operations, close quarters battle, unconventional warfare. What this individual is doing, it defies every principle of human combat I've ever studied.
What do you mean? Like, he's just really good?
No, not really good. Impossible. Let me give you specifics. In one engagement I reviewed, he eliminated 47 hostile entities in under 6 minutes. That's not counting wounded or suppressed targets. That's confirmed eliminations. He did this while moving continuously through a 3-block urban area, never taking cover for more than 2 seconds, transitioning between 5 different weapon systems.
Wait, 5 different weapons?
At least. We've identified what appears to be a combat shotgun, some kind of plasma-based rifle, a shoulder-mounted rocket system, and 2 types of energy weapons we can't classify. Plus, he uses his hands. He physically tears through these things, Marcus.
You're talking about the entities, the demons, whatever they are. He's fighting them hand to hand?
It's more than fighting. There's footage of him grabbing one of the larger entities, probably weighed 800 pounds, and he rips it in half, vertically, with his bare hands. Then he uses part of its body as a shield against incoming fire from 3 directions.
That's not human, is it?
I don't know what he is. The armor he's wearing, we've tried to get spectral analysis, thermal imaging, everything. It doesn't match any known material. The energy signature is unlike anything in our databases. And here's the thing that really gets me. He's been fighting for 72 hours straight, no rest, no food, no water that we can detect. Just continuous combat.
So what? He's like a robot? Some kind of advanced android?
Movement patterns are too fluid, too adaptive. AI-controlled combat units have telltale signatures, micro delays in decision-making, predictable tactical algorithms. This individual, he improvises constantly, uses the environment in ways that show creative problem-solving. He's not following a program. He's thinking.
But then, what is he?
I've been asking myself that same question. The military's tried to make contact. Radio, visual signals, even sent a translator team in case he speaks a foreign language. He ignores all of it. He won't even acknowledge our presence unless we're in his direct line of advance. Then he just moves around us and continues toward concentrations of hostile entities.
It's like he's on a mission, and nothing else matters.
Exactly. And here's what's really unsettling. There's footage of entities, these demons, and they're aggressive toward everything. Military, civilians, even each other sometimes. But when he shows up, some of them try to flee. Not all of them. But we've documented multiple instances of entities retreating from his position.
They're afraid of him.
It appears that way. Which raises a disturbing question. Why would extra-dimensional hostile entities that show no fear of our military hardware, our tanks, our aircraft, why would they fear one individual?
Unless they've encountered him before.
That's the theory some analysts are working with. The symbols on his armor, we've run them through every database. Nothing. They don't match any known human writing system, any historical artifacts. Nothing in our records.
So he could be from, what? The same place they're from?
Or he's fought them before, somewhere else. Marcus, there's something I need to say, and this is going to sound crazy. But after reviewing all this footage, studying his tactics, watching how he operates, he's not fighting like someone defending their home. He's fighting like someone who's done this 1,000 times. Like this is just another day for him.
Another day fighting demons from another dimension.
I know how that sounds. But yes, the efficiency, the precision, the complete lack of hesitation. He doesn't study these entities to learn their weaknesses. He already knows. He knows exactly where to strike, exactly how much force is needed, exactly which weapons work on which targets.
Colonel, I have to ask. You said you've been doing this for 20 years. You've seen the best operators in the world. Could any of them do what he's doing?
No, absolutely not. Our best special forces operators are incredible. They're the pinnacle of human combat capability. But this, what he's doing, it's beyond human limits. The speed, the strength, the endurance, it's not possible.
So what does that make him?
I don't know. I've heard the theories: government super soldier program, alien intervention, time traveler, ancient warrior awakened. All I can tell you is what I've seen in the footage. And what I've seen is someone who's fought these things before, who knows them intimately, and who might be our only chance at survival.
But we don't know whose side he's on.
He's killing them, Marcus. He's killing them by the hundreds. Whatever his reasons, whatever his origins, right now he's the only thing standing between us and complete annihilation. The military couldn't stop them. We were being overrun. Then he showed up, and the tide turned.
Do you think he can win?
I think he's giving us a chance. But that structure they're building in Las Vegas, that thing is still growing. The portal's still open. Entities are still coming through. He's one individual against, what, thousands? Tens of thousands? I don't know if anyone can win this. But if anyone can, it's him.
Colonel Richard Blaney, thank you for coming on. This has been sobering.
Stay safe, Marcus. Tell your listeners to stay away from the combat zones. This is not something civilians should witness.
Noted. All right, folks, that's our show. I don't know what else to say. We've got a warrior in green armor fighting demons, and nobody knows who he is or where he came from. But right now, he's the only hope we've got. Stay safe out there. We'll be back tomorrow if there is a tomorrow. This has been the Frontier Hour.
This is Flynn Taggart with breaking news. The armored warrior has acquired a new weapon, and military analysts are calling it a game changer. Footage obtained within the last hour shows him wielding what can only be described as an energy blade, approximately 4 feet in length, glowing with what appears to be red plasma or some form of concentrated light. More importantly, demons killed with this weapon are not regenerating at all. We're going to Mark Romero, who's been following the warrior's path through what was previously demon-held territory. Mark, what can you tell us?
Flynn, I'm standing outside what the military is calling Site 7. This was a major demon command post, one of the largest concentrations we've identified. 48 hours ago, 3 different military assaults failed to breach the perimeter. Casualties were catastrophic. The entities here were different, larger, more coordinated. Intelligence suggests these were high-value targets, possibly demon commanders. The warrior entered this facility alone at 0400 this morning. He emerged 90 minutes later. Every single entity inside is dead, not wounded, not scattered, dead. And they're staying dead. Marines who went in afterward found 3 massive demon corpses, each one over 15 feet tall. All 3 were killed with precise strikes from that energy blade. Marines also reported finding evidence of some kind of mechanical cutting tool, bodies torn apart. One soldier described hearing what sounded like a chainsaw running during the assault.
Mark, have analysts been able to determine where this weapon came from?
No one knows, Flynn. Some footage suggests he retrieved it from an ancient structure buried beneath the Nevada desert. Satellite imaging picked up unusual energy readings from that location 2 days ago, and the warrior went straight there. When he emerged, he had the blade. Since then, he's been targeting what military intelligence calls hell priests, the demon commanders.
Mark, thank you. Stay safe out there. We're joined now by Dr. Arlene Sanders, an expert in ancient weapons and archaeological artifacts. Dr. Sanders, you've been analyzing the limited footage we have of this blade. What are your thoughts?
Flynn, I need to preface this by saying what I'm about to suggest sounds like science fiction. But bear with me. The symbols we've seen on the warrior's armor. I've been researching similar markings across multiple archaeological sites, and I found something disturbing. These symbols, or ones very similar, appear in cave paintings in France dated to 30,000 years ago. They appear in Sumerian temple ruins. They appear in pre-Incan structures in Peru, and they appear in Aboriginal rock art in Australia.
The same symbols across multiple continents and time periods?
Not identical, but close enough to suggest a connection. And here's what really caught my attention. In every instance, these symbols are associated with battle scenes, depictions of warriors fighting creatures that, Flynn, they look disturbingly similar to what we're seeing now.
You're suggesting ancient civilizations encountered these demons before?
I'm suggesting something even more troubling. What if Earth has been invaded multiple times throughout history? What if these demon incursions have happened before, in different eras, and what we're experiencing now is just the latest cycle? And if that's true, if this has happened before, then our warrior, he's been here before, or others like him have. That would explain why he knows exactly what to do, why he doesn't need intelligence briefings or tactical planning sessions. He's fought this war before, maybe dozens of times, maybe hundreds.
That's an extraordinary claim, Doctor.
I know, and I can't prove it definitively. Not yet. But look at the blade, that weapon, the way it manifests, the energy signature. It's not human technology. It's something far older, far more advanced. Some of the texts I found, translations of ancient warnings, they speak of a weapon that severs the thread, a blade that doesn't just kill the body, but destroys the soul's connection to whatever force animates these creatures.
And you believe that's what we're seeing now?
Yes. That blade he's carrying, it's killing demons permanently because it's designed specifically for that purpose. It's not a weapon of war in the traditional sense. It's more like a surgical tool, precise, permanent, irreversible.
Dr. Sanders, if what you're suggesting is true, if this warrior has been fighting these demons across multiple human civilizations, that would make him thousands of years old.
Or he's from somewhere where time operates differently. Or he's been in some kind of suspended state between battles. Or, and this is what I keep coming back to, or he's been doing this for so long that time itself doesn't have meaning for him anymore. Think about what that means, Flynn. Thousands of years of war, thousands of years of killing, no rest, no peace, just an endless cycle of fighting demons across dimensions and worlds.
That's a horrifying existence.
Yes. But it also means he has more experience fighting hell than every military force on Earth combined. And right now, that experience might be the only thing keeping us alive.
Dr. Sanders, I have to ask, do you think he can win?
I think he's done this before, successfully, or Earth wouldn't still exist. Those ancient civilizations survived because something, pushed hell back. But Flynn, here's what worries me. The icon of sin in Las Vegas is still growing. It's now over a mile tall. The portal is still open, and every hour that structure remains active, it becomes stronger. The ancient texts I found, the ones that mention these symbols, they mention failures, worlds that fell, civilizations that were consumed.
You're saying he doesn't always win.
I'm saying the war is eternal. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he doesn't. And right now, we're in a race against time. If he can eliminate all the hell priests before the icon completes its transformation, we have a chance. If he can't, if he's even one day too late, then Earth becomes what the ancients called a broken world, a dimension consumed by hell, permanently.
How much time do we have?
Military scientists estimate 72 hours, maybe less. The icon is approaching completion. Once it reaches full power, once it fully anchors hell's dimension to ours, the transformation is irreversible. Earth's reality will begin to merge with theirs. Physics will break down. Time will become nonlinear. Everyone still alive will experience things human minds weren't designed to comprehend.
And our warrior knows this.
Oh, he knows. Watch his movements over the last 24 hours. He's not clearing territory anymore. He's not securing positions. He's hunting. Specifically hunting the Hell Priests. He knows they're maintaining the icon's growth. He knows if he kills them all, the structure will destabilize. This is his end game, Flynn. Everything has been building to this. And in 72 hours, we'll know if he succeeded. Or if Earth falls like so many other worlds before us.
Dr. Arlene Sanders, thank you for that sobering analysis. We're going to take a brief break. When we return, we'll have reports from the Las Vegas perimeter, where military forces are preparing for what command is calling the final push. Stay with us.
All right, folks, we need to talk. Everyone's asking the same question. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? How does he know how to fight these things? The mainstream media won't touch this. The government's staying silent. The UAC is feeding you nothing but corporate doublespeak, but I have answers. And you're not going to believe this. Actually, you're going to believe every word of it because it makes perfect sense once you hear it. Let me ask you something. Did you know we had a base on Mars? Not the UAC facility they told us about. I'm talking about a military base. Secret. Classified. Been there for over 50 years. Oh, you didn't know that? Of course you didn't, because they scrubbed it from every record. Erased it. Classified it so deep that most people in the government don't even know it existed. But it was there, and they sent Marines, our Marines, to guard UAC experiments on Mars. Now here's where it gets interesting. What do you think the UAC was doing on Mars 50 years ago? Argent energy research, portal experiments, the exact same thing they're doing now on Earth. The exact same experiments that just killed 60% of the human race. They were testing it on Mars first. And you want to know what happened? The portal opened. Demons came through. The Mars base was overrun. Everyone died, except one Marine. One Marine fought back. One Marine alone fought his way through that entire demon army. Fought his way to the portal, and he closed it. He sealed the breach. He saved Mars. But here's the thing. When he sealed the portal from the hell side, he got trapped in hell, in that dimension. And the UAC, the United States government, they declared him KIA, killed in action, classified the entire incident, told nobody, buried it. Now you're thinking, Marcus, how do you know this? I'm going to tell you exactly how I know this. 3 days ago, a source inside the UAC, a whistleblower with access to classified archives, sent me a document, a translation of something called the Helix Stone. You want to know what the Helix Stone is? It's an ancient artifact recovered from Mars during the original expedition, covered in symbols that nobody could translate. Until now, the Helix Stone tells a story. It describes a warrior, a human warrior, who walked into fire, who fought demons in a place where time doesn't exist, where a day can be 1,000 years, where physics breaks down, where reality operates under different rules. This Marine, this one human Marine, spent what he experienced as millennia fighting in hell, alone, constantly, with no rest, no support, no extraction, just endless combat against an enemy that doesn't die and doesn't stop, and hell changed him. The Helix Stone describes the transformation. It says he became more than flesh, more than mortal, bound by rage eternal. Whatever happened to him in that dimension, it transformed him, gave him strength beyond human capability, made him something else, something designed specifically to kill demons. He wasn't born this way. He wasn't some alien or angel or supernatural entity. He was a United States Marine who got trapped in hell and became a weapon through sheer necessity and survival. Now let's connect the dots. The UAC knew portals were dangerous. They'd already had one breach on Mars. They already lost an entire base. They already knew demons would come through if containment failed. And what did they do with that information? They brought the experiments to Earth, to our home world, to the planet with 7 billion people. They opened the same kind of portal that killed their Mars base, and they did it for profit, for Argent energy, for quarterly earnings and stock prices. But here's the part that makes me furious. They knew he was in hell. The Helix Stone wasn't just describing some ancient warrior from another time. It was describing what was happening right then. A human, a Marine, trapped in hell, fighting for survival for 50 years of our time. God knows how long in hell time. Could be thousands of years, could be millions. Time doesn't work the same way there. They knew he was in there, and they opened the portal anyway. So when the Earth portal opened in Nevada, what do you think happened? He came through. Maybe he escaped when the dimensional walls got thin. Maybe he's been trying to get back for millennia, and this was his chance. Maybe he sensed the portal from hell's side and fought his way to it. But he came back to our dimension, back to our reality. And the first thing he did was start killing demons, because that's what he's been doing for longer than most civilizations have existed. Look at his armor. Those symbols everyone's been analyzing, they match the Helix Stone. Exactly. Which means that artifact wasn't describing some mythological figure. It was describing him. The armor isn't alien technology. It's human technology that's been in hell so long it's been transformed, upgraded, modified, evolved, just like he has. He went in as a Marine in standard combat gear. He came back as something else entirely. But underneath all of it, he's still human, or he was, once. Crucible blade, everyone's talking about? The Helix Stone mentions it, calls it the blade that severs the thread, forged in the fires that burn beyond death. He didn't find that weapon on Earth. He's been carrying it. He brought it back from hell, a weapon specifically designed to kill demons permanently, to cut their connection to whatever force animates them. You don't forge a weapon like that unless you've been fighting the same enemy for an extremely long time, unless you've learned every weakness, every vulnerability, every way to make sure they stay dead. And the UAC, those corporate criminals, they knew all of this. They had the Helix Stone, they had the translations, they knew a human had survived in hell. They knew he'd become a weapon against demons, and they opened the portal anyway. They unleashed hell on Earth anyway. They killed 60% of humanity anyway. For money, for power, for argent energy that's powered by tortured souls. By the way, that clean, unlimited energy they sold everyone on, it's generated by torturing human souls in hell. But that's a whole other show. So here's what we know for certain. The warrior fighting demons in Nevada right now, the one everyone's calling our savior, is a United States Marine, was a United States Marine. From the classified Mars base operation 50 years ago, he got trapped in hell when he sealed the portal. He's been fighting there ever since, for what felt like eternity to him. And when the UAC opened the Earth portal, he came back through. He's not here to save us. He's here because hell invaded again, and killing demons is what he does. It's what he's been doing for longer than we can comprehend. The UAC took one of our Marines, sent him to Mars, let him get trapped in hell, left him there for 50 years. Didn't tell his command, didn't tell the military, didn't tell anyone, just classified it, erased it, moved on. And then they opened another portal, on Earth this time, knowing full well what would happen, knowing demons would come through, knowing millions would die. They are directly responsible for this apocalypse, not indirectly, not through negligence, directly, with full knowledge, with complete awareness of consequences. And now that Marine, that warrior, is fighting to close another portal, to stop another invasion, to save another world from hell. The UAC didn't send him. They didn't summon him. They didn't ask for his help. He came back on his own. Through the breach they created and immediately started doing what he's been trained to do, what hell forced him to become an expert at, killing demons. He's been fighting the UAC's mess for 50 years, and now he's cleaning up their mess again on the world he originally came from. The mainstream media won't report this. The government won't confirm it. The UAC will deny everything. But I have the documents. I have the Helix Stone translation. I have testimony from the whistleblower. And it all points to the same conclusion. We had a Marine on Mars. The UAC's experiments trapped him in hell. He survived, he adapted, he became something more, and now he's back, fighting the same enemy, closing the same kind of portal, saving the same species that abandoned him. You want to know who he is? He's one of us. He's human, or he was. The UAC turned him into a weapon. Hell turned him into a nightmare for demons, and now he's the only thing standing between Earth and total extinction. Because the same corporation that trapped him in hell 50 years ago just brought hell here to our doorstep, to our planet. And they knew. They always knew. They knew the risks. They knew the consequences. They knew what happened on Mars, and they did it anyway. So when you see footage of him fighting, when you watch him tear through demons with his bare hands, when you see that Crucible blade cutting through hell's forces like they're nothing, remember something. That's a United States Marine. That's one of our soldiers fighting a war that started 50 years ago on Mars. A war the UAC started, a war they never told us about, a war they've now brought home. He's been in hell for what might as well be eternity, and he's still fighting, still killing demons, still trying to close the portal. That's who he is. That's where he came from, and that's why he knows exactly what he's doing. The UAC owes us answers. The government owes us the truth, and someone needs to be held accountable for what's happened. But right now we have bigger problems, like the icon of sin growing in Las Vegas. Like the portal that's still open, like the fact that if he can't destroy it, if he can't stop it in time, Earth doesn't become another failed UAC experiment. Earth becomes hell permanently, completely. This thing isn't just a gateway, it's a transformation engine. The longer it stays on Earth, the stronger it gets. The longer it stays, the more our world becomes theirs. And once that transformation completes, there's no going back, no rescue, no recovery, just hell. Another world consumed by hell because of corporate greed and criminal negligence. Wake up, people. Wake up. The conspiracy isn't theory anymore. It's fact, and it's killing us.
This is Flynn Taggart, and we are witnessing history. The armored warrior has eliminated the final hell priest. All 3 demon commanders are confirmed dead, and now he's moving toward Las Vegas, toward the icon of sin. Military sources tell us this is it, the end game. Everything has been building to this moment. We're going to Sarah Carmick, who's been with forward units tracking the warrior's advance. Sarah, describe what you're seeing.
Flynn, I'm about 5 miles behind him right now, and I don't even know how to put this into words. He's not fighting anymore. He's marching, just moving forward in a straight line toward the icon, and nothing can stop him. Wait, something big just appeared? Oh God, it's one of those massive ones. Has to be 20 feet tall, Minotaur-like, 1 mechanical leg. Rocket launcher grafted to its arm, it's firing at him, direct hits, explosions everywhere. He's still walking, just walking through the rockets like they're fireworks. Now he's running, straight at it. The thing fires again, point blank range. Explosion engulfed him completely. He's out of the smoke, leaping. He's on top of it, tearing into its head with that blade. The demon's thrashing, trying to throw him off. He ripped something out, some kind of mechanical core. The demon collapsed. He's already moving, didn't even look back. I'm watching through field glasses right now. He's maybe half a mile ahead of the lead military units. Artillery is providing covering fire. Aircraft are running suppression patterns. But honestly, I don't think he needs any of it. He's not even slowing down, Flynn. It's like watching a force of nature, an avalanche, a hurricane, something that can't be reasoned with or stopped, just inevitable.
Sarah, can you see the icon from your position?
Yes, Flynn, it's massive. It dominates the entire skyline. It has to be a mile tall, maybe more, standing over the city like a colossal demon, organic, alive, pulsing, and the sky above it, the sky is wrong. It's not day or night. It's this red twilight. Reality itself looks twisted, bent. Soldiers are reporting time distortions, watches running backward, radio chatter from 10 minutes ago suddenly playing again. We're running out of time. If he doesn't reach it soon, if he can't destroy it, I don't think there'll be a world left to save.
Thank you, Sarah. Stay as safe as you can. We're now joined by General Philip Graves and Colonel Alicia Huberman. General, you're commanding the support operations. What's the military's role in this final assault?
Flynn, our role is simple. We clear the path. Every aircraft we have is running interdiction missions. Every artillery piece within range is providing suppressive fire. Ground units are engaging any demons that try to flank his advance. But let me be clear, we're not winning this battle. He is. We're just trying to help him get there.
Colonel Huberman, you've been coordinating with the Warriors' movements for over a week now. What's your assessment?
He fights like he's done this exact scenario before. Every decision is perfect. Every movement is optimal. He doesn't hesitate, doesn't second guess, just executes. In 20 years of military service, I've never seen anything like it. He's not following any tactical doctrine I've ever studied, but it works. God, does it work? What frustrates me is that we can't communicate. We've tried everything. Radio, visual signals, even attempted physical contact when he passed through our lines. He ignores it all. But here's what I've noticed. When our units are in danger, when demons are about to overrun a position, he adjusts his path, just slightly, just enough to draw fire away from our soldiers. He won't talk to us, but he's protecting us in his own way.
General, do you believe he can destroy the icon?
I don't know. I want to say yes. I want to believe that all this sacrifice leads to victory. But that structure, that thing, it's been growing for 2 weeks. Intelligence estimates it's at 98% completion. If he'd arrived just a few days earlier, if we'd opened the portal a week later, maybe the odds would be different. But we're cutting it close, so damn close.
What happens if he fails?
We've authorized nuclear strikes as a last resort. But even that, we don't know if conventional weapons can damage the icon at this stage. It exists partially in our dimension and partially in theirs. If the warrior falls, if he can't destroy it, then Earth becomes hell. There's no other way to say it. Reality merges, we cease to exist as we know ourselves.
That's a sobering assessment, General. We're getting word now that the warrior is within 2 miles of the icon. Drone footage shows the structure responding to his approach. Demons are converging on his position from all directions. The entire demon army appears to be focusing on him. This is it, everyone. The world is watching. Billions of people across every continent are praying, hoping, holding their breath. We don't know how this ends. We don't know if he can win. But we know he's trying. We know he's fighting for us, for Earth, for humanity. And right now, that's all we have. We'll continue our coverage throughout the day. Stay with us and pray for him. Whoever he is, whatever he is, pray that he's strong enough, that he's fast enough, that this time he wins. This is Flynn Taggart. We'll be right back.
This is an emergency alert from the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Department of Defense. This is not a test. This is an actual emergency. All residents within 500 miles of Las Vegas, Nevada must evacuate immediately. Route guidance is as follows. California residents, proceed west toward coastal areas. Arizona residents, proceed south toward Mexico border crossings. Utah residents, proceed north and east toward designated safe zones. This is the final mandatory evacuation order. Military forces are engaged in decisive combat operations in the Las Vegas area. The unidentified combatant, designated as the Warrior, is attempting to neutralize the hostile structure known as the Icon of Sin. All civilian populations must clear the area to allow unrestricted military response options. This includes authorization for strategic nuclear deployment if primary neutralization efforts fail. Repeat. Strategic nuclear weapons have been authorized for use if necessary. All civilians must evacuate the 500-mile radius immediately. Shelter-in-place orders remain in effect for all areas beyond 500 miles. Close and seal all windows and doors. Move to interior rooms without windows. Have emergency supplies ready. Monitor all communication channels for further updates. If you are unable to evacuate, seek shelter in the most structurally sound building available. Basements or underground locations are preferred. Bring water, food, medical supplies, and battery-powered radios. Do not attempt to travel once military operations begin. If you are currently in prayer, continue to pray. If you have loved ones, contact them now. Tell them what they need to know. Outcome of current military operations will determine global survival. All available defense assets have been committed. International forces are standing by. This message will repeat until operations conclude or communication systems fail. This is not a test. This is the final battle. May God protect us all. This concludes the emergency alert.
This is Flynn Taggart with continuous coverage of what may be humanity's final hour. A warrior has reached the icon of sin. We're receiving live drone footage, and I don't know how to describe what we're seeing. Sarah Carmack is embedded with military observers approximately 3 miles from the structure. Sarah, are you there?
I'm here, Flynn. The icon, it's not like anything we've encountered. It's a living structure. Part building, part creature, part something else entirely. The warrior reached the base approximately 20 minutes ago. Since then, he's been climbing, fighting his way up the exterior. And Flynn, every demon in Nevada appears to be converging on his position. I can see him through the scope. He's maybe halfway up now, using that energy blade to cut handholds, pulling himself higher while fighting off God, dozens, maybe hundreds of entities. They're swarming him, flying ones diving at him from above, crawling ones coming up from below, and he's still moving, still climbing. Wait, he just pulled out another weapon, something massive, green, glowing green. I've never seen anything like it. He's aiming at a cluster of the larger demons below him, firing. Oh my God, the blast, it's disintegrating them, just vaporizing them. 20, maybe 30 entities just gone, turned to ash. The soldiers around me are calling it, well, I can't say the exact name on air, but they're calling it the big freaking gun. Whatever it is, it's clearing the path beneath him, buying him time to climb.
Is he taking damage? Can you tell?
His armor, parts of it they're cracked, glowing from impacts. Flynn, these entities are hitting him with everything. Energy weapons, physical attacks, things I can't even identify. And he's still going, but he's moving slower than before. Oh God, one of the larger ones, size of a building, it just struck the icon near his position. The whole structure shook. He's hanging on, still there.
Military command is reporting the icon is responding to his presence. They're saying it's becoming more active, more aggressive.
I can see that. The structure itself is moving. Sections of it are shifting, opening, and the sky, Flynn, the sky above the icon it's tearing, like reality is splitting apart. Red light pouring through, the ground is shaking, soldiers around me some of them are crying, praying. This is beyond anything we were prepared for.
Sarah, we're getting conflicting reports. Some sources say he's reached a critical section of the icon. Others are saying the icon is too strong, that it's been on Earth too long. Can you confirm?
I can see he's near the top now, near what looks like a massive skull embedded in the structure. He's attacking it directly. The Crucible blade it's cutting into the icon. I can see energy bleeding out, dark red light. The whole structure is screaming. I can hear it from 3 miles away. It's not a sound. It's in my head, in everyone's heads.
Is it working? Is he damaging it?
Yes, but Flynn, the icon is regenerating faster than he can damage it. Every cut he makes, every strike with the blade, the structure heals within seconds. And it's getting worse. The longer the icon has been on Earth, the stronger it's become. It's been here for 16 days. 16 days of growing, of anchoring to our reality. He's running out of time. We're all running out of time. Wait, something's happening. The icon, it's fighting back, not through the demons, directly. Its massive arm just moved. It struck him. He's still there. He's getting back up, attacking again. But Flynn, I don't think he can win this. It's too strong. It's fully activated now. Reality around it is everything's distorting. Time is, I'm watching things happen and then unhappen. Soldiers next to me are seeing the same events play out multiple times.
Sarah, military command is asking if nuclear options should be implemented. Do you have a visual on the warrior's status?
He's still fighting, still attacking the icon. Another strike from the structure, direct hit. He fell maybe 50 feet down the exterior. He's getting up, slower this time. His armor sections are failing. I can see light bleeding through cracks, but he's climbing again, still attacking. This is the most courageous thing I've ever witnessed. He knows he's outmatched. He has to know, but he won't stop.
General Graves, I'm told you're monitoring this with us. What's the military assessment?
The warrior is inflicting damage, but the icon's regeneration rate exceeds his capacity to destroy it. We estimate he'd need to maintain continuous assault for approximately 48 hours to overcome the healing factor. He's been fighting for 16 days with minimal rest. His armor is compromised. Energy signatures from his weapons are fluctuating. Flynn, I don't think he can maintain this much longer.
What does that mean for Earth?
It means we're watching our last hope exhaust himself against an enemy that's become too powerful. The icon has reached critical mass. It's no longer just a structure, it's a gateway, a permanent bridge between dimensions. If we can't destroy it in the next few hours, Earth's reality will merge completely with theirs. We're preparing the nuclear option, but even that, we don't know if it will work. The icon exists partially outside our physical laws now.
Flynn, something just happened. The icon, it just struck him again. Massive hit, he's falling, he's not getting up as fast. The demons are swarming. They're trying to drag him down away from the icon. He's fighting them off, using the blade, tearing through them, but there are too many. He's being driven back, down the structure, away from the critical point. Another hit from the icon itself. Direct strike, he went through the exterior into the structure. I can't see him anymore. Demons are pouring into the opening, following him. The entire icon is pulsing now, growing brighter. The red light is spreading across the sky. Reality distortion is accelerating. Soldiers are reporting, some of them are reporting seeing duplicates of themselves, shadows that move wrong, time loops.
Sarah, can you still see him? Do we have any visual confirmation?
Negative. He's inside the structure now. Drone coverage drones are failing. Some kind of interference. All we can see is the icon continuing to pulse, continuing to grow. Wait, movement. I see something on the exterior, near the top. It's him. He's still fighting. He's tearing his way back toward that skull. The icon's head. But Flynn, he's moving slower. Visibly damaged, parts of his armor are missing. Exposed sections underneath, and the demons. There are hundreds now, thousands, all focused on him.
This is unprecedented. We're watching him give everything he has. Everything. And it might not be enough.
Flynn, massive energy buildup from the icon. Something's about to get down!
Sarah, are you there? We've lost her feed. We're getting reports of a massive energy discharge from the icon. Estimated yield equivalent to a nuclear detonation. All forward observation posts have gone silent. Satellite coverage is showing a crater where our military positions were. The icon is intact, larger, brighter. We have no visual confirmation of the warrior's status. Last sighting was 20 seconds before the discharge. He was still fighting, still trying to reach the icon's core. But now we have nothing. No visual, no confirmation. Just that structure, that thing, growing, pulsing, consuming reality around it. I'm being told that communication with forward units is completely lost. The 3-mile perimeter is gone. Everything within 5 miles of the icon has been corrupted. Reality itself is broken down. The warrior, our champion, our last hope, we don't know if he's alive. We don't know if he can continue. We don't know if anyone can stop this now. This is Flynn Taggart. And I don't know what else to say. We're losing. We're watching Earth fall. And the one person who could save us, we don't even know if he's still fighting. If you're listening to this, if you're still alive, hold your loved ones. Tell them you love them. Pray, hope, do whatever brings you comfort. Because I think this is the end. We'll try to stay on the air as long as we can, but I don't know how much longer we have. To whoever finds this recording, if anyone does, if there's anyone left to find it, we tried. Humanity tried. And we had a warrior who fought for us, who gave everything. It wasn't enough. God help us all.
My brothers and sisters, please be seated. I know many of you expected a different message tonight, perhaps words of comfort, perhaps reassurance that our defender will rise and prevail. But tonight I must speak a harder truth, a truth written thousands of years ago, waiting for this very hour. Open your Bibles to the book of Revelation, chapter 9. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. Does this not describe what we have witnessed? The UAC opened the portal, they opened the bottomless pit, and there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. John of Patmos had no words for what he saw in his vision, so he called them locusts. But we know what they truly are, demons, entities from the pit. The scripture warned us, God showed John what was coming, and we dismissed it as metaphor, as ancient superstition. But it was prophecy, literal prophecy as epikomo, and we fulfilled it through human pride. Now let me speak plainly about our mistake. When the warrior appeared, we placed our faith in him. We called him our champion, our savior. And in doing so, we repeated the oldest sin of humanity. We worshiped the creation instead of the creator. The warrior is not our savior. He never was. He can fight demons, but he cannot redeem souls. And redemption, brothers and sisters, is what we truly need. 1 John chapter 4, verse 4. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Not greater is the warrior, not greater is human technology, greater is God. So why are we losing? Because we put our faith in the wrong place. We prayed for the warrior's victory. We should have been praying for our souls. We celebrated his kills. We should have been repenting our sins. Revelation 7 speaks of those which came out of great tribulation and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. We are in the great tribulation. This is it, the testing of faith. Some of you are thinking, Pastor, it's too late, we're all going to die. Yes, we are going to die. But death is not the end for those who believe. Death is merely a doorway, a passage from this broken world to the kingdom that awaits. Romans 8, neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor things present, nor things to come shall separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. The demons can take our bodies, they can destroy our world, but they cannot touch our souls, not if those souls belong to Jesus. That is the victory, not survival, not defeating the icon. The victory is eternal life. The victory is the promise that this suffering is temporary. So what do we do in these final hours? We do what Christians have done since the first century. We gather, we pray, we hold fast to faith. If you have not accepted Christ as your Savior, now is the time. Not because I'm using tragedy to manipulate faith, but because time has run out. Jesus Christ died for your sins. He rose from the dead. He conquered death itself, and he offers you eternal life. Accept him, confess your sins, ask for forgiveness, and you will be saved. Not from the demons outside, but from the judgment to come. We made an idol of the warrior. We placed hope in his strength instead of God's grace. But God, in his mercy, still offers redemption, even now, even at the end. That is the gospel. Not that we can save ourselves, but that Christ has already won the war, and he invites us to share in his victory. Revelation 21, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. That is the promise, that is the hope. Earth may fall, the warrior may have failed, humanity may face extinction, but God's promise remains. Heaven awaits, peace awaits, an end to suffering awaits for those who believe. So I ask you now, in these final hours, where is your faith in a silent warrior who fought bravely but fell? Or in the risen Christ who conquered death and offers eternal life? Choose wisely, choose quickly, choose Christ. Let us pray. Father God, we come before you broken and afraid. We have sinned. We have placed our hope in false saviors. Forgive us. Accept us through the blood of your Son. Prepare our hearts for what comes. And when we pass from this world, receive us into your kingdom. We place our ultimate trust not in warriors or weapons, but in you. In Jesus' name, amen.
This is an emergency alert system message issued by the United States Department of Defense and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. At 0700 hours Eastern Standard Time, the United States military will conduct a nuclear strike on the Icon of Sin structure located in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is not a drill. This is an actual nuclear weapons deployment. All persons within 100 miles of Las Vegas must evacuate immediately. The weapon being deployed has a yield of 1.2 megatons. Estimated blast radius, 50 miles. Thermal radiation radius, 60 miles. Dangerous fallout zone, 100 miles. If you are within these zones, you must leave now. Travel away from Las Vegas in any direction. Do not stop to gather belongings. Do not return to your homes. Evacuate immediately. If you cannot evacuate, seek shelter in the most interior room of a sturdy building. Close all windows and doors. Turn off ventilation systems. Seal any gaps with tape or cloth. Do not go outside for any reason. Do not look at the flash. Remain sheltered for a minimum of 24 hours following detonation. Monitor this frequency for further instructions. The following areas are under mandatory evacuation orders: Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, Boulder City, Mesquite, Primm, Pahrump, and all surrounding communities within 100 miles of central Las Vegas. Interstate 15, Interstate 93, and Highway 95 are open for evacuation traffic. All lanes are outbound. Do not attempt to enter Las Vegas. This nuclear strike is authorized under Presidential Emergency Order 774. The target is the Icon of Sin demonic structure. Military analysts estimate this is humanity's last strategic option to close the Hell portal and halt the demon invasion. All non-essential personnel must clear the target area. Emergency services have been suspended within the strike zone. You are on your own. Evacuate now. Estimated time to detonation 28 minutes. If you are listening to this message and you are within 100 miles of Las Vegas, you must leave immediately. This is a nuclear weapon. The blast will destroy everything within 50 miles. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Leave now. For those outside the immediate danger zone, prepare for potential fallout. Stock emergency supplies. Fill bathtubs and containers with water. Ensure you have battery-powered radios. Stay indoors following the detonation. Monitor this frequency for updates on fallout patterns and safety instructions. This strike will occur at 0700 hours Eastern, 0400 hours Pacific. Mark the time. Prepare accordingly. This message will repeat. A nuclear strike will occur in Las Vegas, Nevada. Evacuate immediately if you are within 100 miles. Seek shelter if evacuation is not possible. This is not a test. This is an actual emergency. May God protect the United States of America. This is an emergency alert system message. Stand by for repeat.
This is Flynn Taggart with what may be our final broadcast. It has been 48 hours since the warrior disappeared into the icon of sin. Military command has declared him missing, presumed lost. The icon stands complete. Reality corruption continues to spread globally. And this morning, the United States military is preparing humanity's last response. Joining us now is General Philip Graves. Can you confirm the reports we're hearing?
Yes, Flynn. At 0700 hours Eastern Time, the President authorized use of nuclear weapons against the icon of sin. A B-2 stealth bomber is currently en route to Las Vegas carrying a B-83 thermonuclear warhead, yield 1.2 megatons. It is the largest weapon in our arsenal.
General, we've seen conventional weapons fail against the icon. Artillery, missiles, even direct military assault. What makes you believe a nuclear strike will succeed?
Honestly, I don't know if it will, but it's the only option we have left. The icon exists partially in our dimension, partially in theirs. We're hoping that a weapon of this magnitude, delivered directly to the structure's core, will destabilize it enough to collapse the portal. If it doesn't work, then we're out of options, period.
When will the strike occur?
Approximately 12 minutes from now. The bomber is making its final approach. We've evacuated all remaining personnel within a 100-mile radius. Not that evacuation matters much at this point. If the nuke fails, if the icon remains operational, then the demon forces will spread unchecked. We estimate global saturation within 72 hours.
Global saturation? You mean everywhere on Earth?
Everywhere. Flynn, I'm going to be direct with your audience. If this doesn't work, humanity has no remaining strategic options. We've thrown everything at this thing, every weapon system, every tactic. We had a warrior who fought for 2 weeks straight and nearly succeeded, but the icon has been on Earth too long. It's fully anchored now. Reality around it operates under different laws. Time doesn't flow consistently. Gravity fails randomly. The structure itself is alive and aware. This nuclear strike is not Plan B, it's Plan Last.
What should people do if the strike failed?
Make peace with your families. Make peace with God. I'm sorry I can't offer better guidance than that, but I won't lie to the American people at the end. We're doing everything we can, and if it's not enough, then it's not enough.
General Graves, thank you for your honesty. We're going to stay on air through the strike. For those just joining us, in approximately 8 minutes, the United States military will detonate a 1.2 megaton thermonuclear warhead directly above the icon of sin in Las Vegas. This is humanity's final attempt to close the portal and stop hell's invasion of Earth. We have a live feed from a military drone positioned 30 miles from the target. You can see the icon on your screen now. It stands over a mile tall. The structure is, it's difficult to describe, a colossal demon, towering miles high over the city. At its center, that massive horned skull embedded in its chest. The sky above it is permanently torn open. red light bleeding through from the other side. The surrounding area, what was once Las Vegas, is completely transformed. Buildings have merged with the landscape. Geometry is wrong. Nothing follows normal physical laws. I'm being told the bomber is 2 minutes from weapons release. If you're watching this, if you're listening, I want you to understand what we're about to witness. This weapon has the destructive power of 1,200,000 tons of TNT. The fireball alone will be several miles wide. The shock wave will be felt hundreds of miles away, and we're aiming it directly at that structure, at the icon of sin, at hell's gateway into our world. 30 seconds to release. I don't know what to say. I've been a news anchor for 15 years. I've covered wars, disasters, political upheavals, but this is different. This is the moment we find out if humanity has any chance at all. 10 seconds, 5 seconds, bomb away. The weapon has been released. We have visual on the warhead descending. It's falling directly toward the icon. The structure seems to be, is it responding? The skull, those eyes, they're glowing brighter. 3 seconds to impact. 2, 1, detonation. We've lost visual. That's expected. The electromagnetic pulse from the blast would disrupt all electronics in the area. We're attempting to reestablish the feed. Military command is working to bring satellite coverage back online. Seismic stations are reporting. They're reporting an earthquake equivalent to magnitude 7.8 centered on Las Vegas. The shock wave is being felt as far away as Phoenix and Salt Lake City. Still no visual. This is normal. The amount of energy released, the atmospheric disruption, it takes time to see through it. We should have confirmation within the next minute whether the icon is still standing, whether the portal is still open, whether we succeeded. I'm hearing reports are coming in from forward observation posts. They're saying they can see the blast site. The mushroom cloud it's massive, rising miles into the atmosphere, but they can't confirm. They can't confirm the icon's status. There's too much debris, too much smoke, too much energy distortion. Wait, we're getting satellite feedback. The image it's coming through now, stabilizing. I can see the blast crater. It's miles wide. Everything for 50 miles around is just gone, flattened. And in the center of the crater, the icon of sin, it's still standing, still breathing. It's still standing. The icon is still standing. It's not damaged at all. The structure looks exactly as it did before. No, wait, it's glowing brighter. The skull's eyes, they're blazing with red light. The entire structure is pulsing. It absorbed the blast. The icon absorbed a 1.2 megaton nuclear detonation, and it's using the energy. Something's happening. The portal, the tier in the sky above the icon, it's expanding, opening wider. Oh God, I can see them pouring out, hundreds of them, thousands, tens of thousands. The demons are coming through, all of them, every type. The smaller ones, the ones that climb and throw fire. The floating spheres with the massive jaws, the huge armored ones, hulking things the size of trucks, flying creatures, skeletal ones with rockets. They're spreading out in every direction, like a wave, like a flood. Military command is reporting demons are being detected across the entire western United States, not just Nevada, California, Oregon, Washington, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah. The nuke didn't stop them. It made it worse. We fed the icon. We gave it more energy. And now it's releasing everything. The entire demon army. Hell's full invasion force. I'm being told that major cities are reporting demon sightings. Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Phoenix, Denver. They're spreading faster than we anticipated. Faster than anything natural. The portal isn't just open. It's flooding our world. Hundreds of thousands of demons, maybe millions, all at once. Reports are coming in from around the globe now. Europe is reporting portal openings in multiple cities, Asia, Africa, South America. It's not just Las Vegas anymore. The icon it's created secondary portals everywhere, all at once. Earth is being invaded on every continent simultaneously. This is the end. The nuclear strike failed. The icon stands, the portals are open, and hell is taking everything. To anyone listening, To anyone still alive, I don't know what to tell you. Run, hide, fight if you can. But I don't think it matters anymore. They're everywhere. There's nowhere left to run to. I'm looking at the satellite feed now. The demon swarm. It's so massive I can see it from space. A dark wave spreading across the western United States. Millions of them. And they're still coming through. The icon is still spawning them, endlessly. We didn't just fail to destroy it. We made it angry. We woke it up fully. And now it's showing us what it can really do. Military channels are reporting all defensive lines have collapsed. There's no perimeter anymore, no safe zones, no evacuation points. The president has been moved to an undisclosed location. Congress is, I don't even know. Communication is breaking down everywhere. The government is gone. We're going. We're on our own now. I'm seeing, oh God, there are reports coming in from downtown. Here, our building, security is reporting. They're reporting entities in the lobby, small ones, brown, humanoid, climbing the walls, throwing fire. And outside, someone's saying there are floating ones, round, orange, huge mouths, and something else, something massive, 20 feet tall, mechanical leg, looks like a demon fused with military hardware, carrying some kind of launcher that's approaching the building. They're here, the demons are here, in the studio, in the building. I can hear screaming from the floor below. This is Flynn Taggart, signing off. The icon of sin stands. The nuclear strike failed. Hell is won. To whoever finds this broadcast, to whoever's left, we tried. God help us. We...
My fellow Americans, let me just say, this has been probably the worst 2 weeks in human history, maybe ever. I've been president for 6 years, dealt with a lot. Economic crashes, foreign wars, pandemics, but demons from hell, that's new. That's a first. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. We lost. The warrior, the guy in the green armor, he gave it everything. Tremendous fighter. Best fighter maybe ever. Killed thousands of demons, maybe millions. But he went into that icon thing, and he's not coming back out. No respawn, no extra life, no continue screen. This isn't Halo. This isn't Call of Duty. You don't get to restart the level. He's gone. And the nuclear strike this morning, total disaster. Horrible. We dropped our biggest bomb, 1.2 megatons, huge explosion. Mushroom cloud you could see from space. The icon absorbed it, just ate it, like Pac-Man eating a power pellet. Except instead of making us stronger, it made the icon stronger. Smart people, very smart people. They told me this might work. And now, I have to tell you something. After the nuke hit, and I mean immediately after, we're getting reports, thousands of reports, maybe tens of thousands, portals opening everywhere, all over the world, not just Las Vegas anymore. Everywhere. We're seeing them in New York, Los Angeles, London, Tokyo, Paris, Moscow, every major city, every continent. And the demons, they're coming through. All of them. Millions of them. This isn't just Nevada anymore. This isn't just America's problem. This is global. This is the whole world under attack right now as I'm speaking to you. It's bad, really bad. The worst we've ever seen. Maybe the worst anyone's ever seen. I've been getting advice from everyone, military generals, scientists, religious leaders. One guy told me this is like Independence Day. You know, the movie with Will Smith where they fly into the alien mothership and blow it up, except we don't have Will Smith. And the mothership is indestructible. And there's no inspiring speech that's going to fix this. Another guy said it's like the Avengers. We just need the Avengers to show up and save us. Folks, the Avengers aren't real. Iron Man isn't coming. Thor isn't coming. We had our hero. He failed. Or the icon was just too powerful. Either way, same result. Some people are saying, Mr. President, what about The Rock? And I say, what about The Rock? Great guy, tremendous actor, loved him in everything, but he's not a real soldier. He's not going to save us. We sent real soldiers, real Marines, real heroes, the best military in the world. They got overwhelmed. The demons are too many, too strong, and they keep coming. Never stop, never get tired. Don't need to eat, don't need to sleep. Just killing machines. Horrible. Now I could stand here and tell you we're going to win, that we've got a secret plan, that everything's going to be fine, but I respect you too much to lie. We're not going to win. Earth is lost. Humanity is. We're probably finished. Most of the world is already gone. Cities destroyed. Governments collapsed. I'm broadcasting from Air Force One right now because the White House it's not safe anymore. Nothing's safe anymore. So here's what I want to say to you. We fought. We didn't give up. We threw everything at this problem, every weapon, every strategy, every brave soldier, and we had help. That warrior, whoever he was, he came out of nowhere and fought harder than anyone I've ever seen. Didn't ask for anything, didn't want recognition, just fought for us, for Earth. It wasn't enough, but he tried. We all tried. Then that counts for something. Maybe. I know people are scared. I'm scared. My family's scared. Everyone's asking what they should do. Here's my advice. Be with your family, your friends, the people you love. Don't die alone. Don't die hiding. If the demons come, and they're coming for everyone, face them with dignity, with courage. Together. We're Americans. We don't go quietly, even when we're losing, especially when we're losing. Look, I wanted to be the president who fixed everything. The guy who saved the day, the hero in the movie. But this isn't a movie. In movies, the good guys win. The hero gets the girl. The Earth is saved in the last 5 minutes. Roll credits. Everyone's happy. That's not happening here. The credits are rolling, but we didn't win. We lost. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't stop this. I'm sorry our military couldn't stop this. I'm sorry the warrior couldn't stop this. Sometimes you do everything right and you still lose. That's life. Or that's the end of life for all of us. To the families who've already lost people, I'm sorry. To the soldiers who fought and died, thank you. To that warrior in the green armor, wherever you are, you were tremendous, incredible, the best. And to everyone still listening, I love you. America loves you. We had a good run, 250 years, not bad. Could have been longer, should have been longer. But we made it this far together, and we'll face what's coming together too. May God bless you. May God bless your families. And may God have mercy on the United States of America, because I don't think anyone else is coming to help. Thank you, and goodbye.
This is K7QRP calling on emergency frequency 146.52. I don't know if anyone's listening. This is Richard Blaney, former retired colonel. I don't know if anyone's left to listen, but I'm seeing something impossible. And I need to record this, document it, even if nobody ever hears it. I'm in a bunker, northern Nevada. Been here since the nuke failed this morning, 12 hours ago now. I watched it happen, watched the icon absorb the blast, watched the demons pour out by the millions. I thought that was it, the end. Humanity extinct within days, maybe hours. But I'm looking at my scope right now, high-powered telescope, military grade, pointed at Las Vegas, at the icon. And there's something happening. The icon's skull, the eyes, they've been glowing red since it activated. But now there's a different light, green, coming from inside. It's faint at first, flickering, like something moving inside the structure, deep inside. Now it's getting brighter. The icon is it convulsing? The whole structure is shaking. I can see it from here, 40 miles away, and I can see the entire thing trembling. The green light it's intensifying, getting brighter, concentrated in the chest area, right where the skull is embedded. Oh my God. Something just exploded from inside. Green energy, massive burst. The icon's chest, it tore open from the inside. There's someone climbing out, someone in armor. It's him, it's the warrior. He's alive, he was inside the icon for 48 hours. He wasn't killed, he was trapped or sealed, or I don't know, but he's out now. And he's covered in blood, dark red, almost black. Icon's blood, maybe. His armor is damaged, cracked, glowing from impacts. But he's moving, he's still moving. He's got that blade, the Crucible, still in his hand, still glowing. The icon is reacting, thrashing, trying to close the wound in its chest, but he's not letting it. He's tearing it wider, climbing back up the structure. He knows where to go now. He was inside it. He knows where the core is. The demons around the icon, they're swarming him. Hundreds of them, thousands. But he's not stopping. He's cutting through them, just ripping through them like they're nothing. He's been fighting for 2 weeks straight, got trapped inside that thing for 2 days, and he's still going, still killing, still climbing. I don't know if he can win. I don't know if it's even possible at this point, but he's back, he's still fighting, and that means maybe we're not done yet. Maybe there's still a chance. This is K7QRP. The warrior has returned.
This is Flynn Taggart. If you're hearing this, you survived. Our building was overrun 6 hours ago. I'm broadcasting from a backup location, emergency studio. And I have news, impossible news. The warrior is alive, and he's attacking the icon of sin. General Graves is still with me. General, military satellites are tracking this. What are you seeing?
Flynn, I'm seeing something I didn't think was possible. The warrior, he broke out of the icon from inside. We thought he was dead, killed when he entered the structure 2 days ago. But he was trapped, fighting his way to the core from the inside. And the nuclear blast, It must have weakened the Icon's internal structure enough for him to break through.
What's his condition?
His armor is heavily damaged. We're reading massive energy signatures from his suit, impact damage, thermal stress, but he's still combat effective, more than effective. He's cutting through demon forces like they're not even there. Hundreds of entities are swarming the Icon, trying to protect it. Hell Knights, Barons, Keiko demons, Mancubi, everything Hell has, and he's killing them all.
He's climbing the Icon again. Same path he took before?
No, different approach. He knows the Icon's internal layout now. He was inside it for 48 hours. He's targeting specific points, weak spots, places where the biological structure connects to the dimensional energy. Wait, he just pulled out that massive weapon, the green one, the big freaking gun.
The weapon that disintegrates demons?
Yes, he's firing into the Icon's wound, the hole he tore in its chest. The blast is, Flynn, the entire structure just convulsed. The Icon is screaming. We can hear it on satellite audio. He's causing real damage now, permanent damage. The Icon can't regenerate from this, not like before.
Why not? What's different?
He's attacking from inside and outside simultaneously, tearing through its defenses, using weapons that sever its connection to Hell's energy. The Crucible blade, that energy sword. When he strikes with it, the Icon's flesh doesn't heal. And that green weapon, it's using the Icon's own energy against it. Argent plasma, destabilizing its cellular structure.
He's reaching the core. I can see it on the satellite feed, that massive skull embedded in the Icon's chest.
Confirm, he's directly in front of it now. The Icon is trying to close the wound, trying to crush him, but he's using that mechanical cutting tool. We're hearing chainsaw sounds on audio. He's carving through the Icon's attempts to seal the breach, keeping the path open.
The demons, are they still swarming him?
Yes, hundreds, but he's not stopping, not slowing. He's killing them faster than they can reach him. Glory kills, that's what combat analysis called them. Close quarters executions that restore his health and ammunition. Every demon that attacks him makes him stronger, gives him resources. Hell is feeding him the tools to destroy itself.
He's raising the Crucible. The blade is glowing brighter than I've ever seen it.
He's positioned directly at the Icon's core, the heart, where all the dimensional energy converges. If he can sever that connection, the Icon dies, the portal collapses, the invasion ends.
He's striking. The Crucible it's buried in the Icon's core, all the way to the hilt.
Energy readings are spiking massively. The Icon it's collapsing. The structure is breaking apart. Flynn, he did it. He killed it. The Icon of Sin is dying.
I can see it. The Icon it's disintegrating, crumbling. The skull is cracking apart. The entire structure is coming down. And the portal, the tear in the sky, it's shrinking, closing.
The demons on the ground, they're weakening. Without the Icon maintaining the invasion, they're becoming mortal again, vulnerable. Military units are reporting successful engagements. Demons that were unkillable an hour ago are now falling to conventional weapons.
The Icon, it's completely collapsed. Just rubble now. Massive pieces of biological architecture falling into the crater. Where's the warrior? Can you see him?
Satellite is tracking him. He's walking out of the debris field, covered in Icon blood, armor smoking, but he's on his feet, still moving.
Is he heading toward any of our forces? Can we make contact?
No, he's moving away from all military positions, walking toward the desert. We're attempting radio contact, no response. Visual signals, nothing. He won't communicate, just like before, just like the entire time he was here.
Where is he going?
We don't know. He's just walking into the wasteland, away from everything. Wait, energy signature. There's a portal opening, small one. Different from the Hell Gates. Blue-white energy, not red.
Where did it come from?
Unknown, not hell, something else. He's walking toward it, into it, and he's gone. Portal closed, no trace, no energy signature, nothing.
He left, just like that? Saved Earth and left?
Yes. The Icon is destroyed, the invasion is over. The remaining demons are mortal and can be eliminated. Earth is saved, but it's in ruins. 60% of the population gone, cities destroyed, infrastructure collapsed, reality corruption in dozens of locations. We won, but the cost is almost everything we had.
General, do you think you'll come back if we need him again?
I don't know, but I hope we never need to find out. He came when Hell invaded, he fought for 18 days straight. He was trapped inside the Icon for 2 days and still broke out fighting. He saved us. Let's not waste what he gave us. Let's rebuild. Let's make sure this never happens again.
This is Flynn Taggart. The war is over. Hell has been defeated. The Icon of Sin is destroyed. The warrior, whoever he was, wherever he came from, he's gone. To the survivors listening, we made it. Against impossible odds, we survived. Now comes the hard part, rebuilding, recovering, remembering those we lost, but we're alive, and that means we have a future. Stay strong, stay together. We'll get through this.
This is Marcus Haynes. It's been 6 months since the icon fell. 6 months since the warrior left. 6 months since everything changed. I'm broadcasting from what used to be Denver. We've set up a survivor settlement here, about 15,000 people. There are settlements like this all over the world now. Pockets of humanity rebuilding, slowly, carefully. The demons are gone, the ones that survived the icon's death. We hunted them down. Military forces from every nation, working together for the first time in history. It took 3 months to clear North America, another 2 for Europe and Asia, but they're gone now, all of them. The death toll. Final estimates say we lost about 2.8 billion people. 40% of humanity gone in 18 days. Most major cities are ruins. New York, Los Angeles, London, Tokyo, Paris. The infrastructure we built over centuries, destroyed in weeks. We're starting over from almost nothing. But we're starting. Power grids are coming back online. Communication networks, supply chains. People are planting crops again, building shelters, schools are reopening. It's not the world we had. It'll never be that world again, but it's a world, and we're alive to see it. The UAC is gone, dissolved by international treaty. Argent energy research is banned globally. Dimensional experimentation is a crime against humanity. We learned our lesson the hard way. Some doors should never be opened. Some prices are too high to pay. People ask me about the warrior sometimes. Where he came from, why he helped us, where he went. I don't have answers. Nobody does. He appeared when hell invaded. He fought for us, he saved us, and then he left. Some people built monuments to him, statues in the ruins of Las Vegas, memorials in reclaimed cities. Others think he was divine intervention, an angel, God's wrath made flesh. I think he was just a warrior. Someone who's been fighting hell for longer than we can comprehend. Across dimensions, across time. Earth was just another battlefield in eternal war. And when the battle was over, he moved on to the next fight. The next invasion. The next world that needs him. Sometimes, late at night, I wonder if he's still out there. Still fighting. If there are other Earths, other humanities facing the same nightmare we did. And if he's there too, silent, unstoppable, saving them like he saved us. The world is quieter now. Fewer people, fewer cities, fewer lights at night. But we're rebuilding, we're surviving, we're remembering. We remember the 2.8 billion who didn't make it. We remember the 18 days when hell walked the earth. We remember the warrior who fought for us when we couldn't fight for ourselves. And we promise to ourselves, to those we lost, to him, that we'll never forget, never repeat the mistakes that brought hell to our doorstep. Never open those doors again. We were given a second chance. We won't waste it. This is Marcus Haynes, survivor witness, voice of what remains. To the warrior, wherever you are, whatever fight you're in now, thank you. You saved our world, and we'll make sure it was worth saving. Stay strong out there. Keep fighting. Keep rebuilding. We survived hell. We can survive anything.
Well, that was quite the production. Earth survived, barely. 2.8 billion people dead, 40% of humanity, cities in ruins, but alive. And why? Because a silent warrior appeared when hell invaded and fought for us. He was trapped inside the icon for 48 hours, clawing his way through from the inside. And when he broke free, when he killed it and saved Earth, he didn't wait for a thank you. He just left, through a portal to some other battlefield, some other world that needs him. An eternal war, world after world, never stopping, never resting, never speaking, just fighting, forever. Of course, this is all fiction. But humanity does have one peculiar talent. We can't resist opening doors. And perhaps the real lesson is this: don't open the door in the first place. Because even when the hero wins, the cost may be more than we can bear. The voices you heard tonight were synthesized. The story was fiction. But the warning is real. Some doors are meant to stay closed, and some heroes fight battles we'll never know about. Let's hope we're wise enough not to make them pay the price. Good night.